Shalom. We are the Hebrew Israelites. We come in week and week out to prophesy the downfall of this wicked kingdom you call the United States of America. And first and foremost, we want to give all praise, glory, and honor unto Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushai, Ba'ashim Kakudash. Want to give a double honors unto our apostles and elders in the sincere Akim, the hopeful elect throughout the four winds of the world, pushing this truth in diligence and sincerity. All right, we're going to get into World War III. No one's talking about that. Everyone thinks that this Ukraine and Russia thing is kind of just swept under the rug. That is the beginning. That is literally the beginning of World War III. These other countries, China, countries in the Middle East, they're already in World War III in their mind. What are you Jakes doing? What are you Israelites doing? Because when it happens, it's no turning back. All right, when this world's war kicks off, ain't no reset or we can start over. Ain't no peace treaties. These nations is coming for blood. All right, because all the wickedness, all the atrocities that America has done to the rest of the world, they're going to get paid back for that. Okay, and you know, I was thinking about this earlier. Once this world war kicks off, it's going to seem like America got the grips on it. It's going to seem like, you know, that they're in control still.
The myth that you've been hearing about America being an untouchable nation, you're gonna believe it, but when it all comes down to it, man, you're gonna watch this place fall mightily.
Right. Okay,
because that pride is why it's got to fall too. By the way. Okay, I'm gonna stop there.
But
so you know how it's gonna affect you, Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans.
Yep.
Esau institutes the draft.
That's right.
That's right. Yep.
When you institute that draft and have your little sons and daughters,
yep,
you know, draft you over there to go to fight in the Middle East at World War III. That's when you niggas gonna care, man.
Yep. Yep. You know, and another thing that's gonna affect you so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Americans is all your resources. They're going to put all these resources into this war. Therefore, it's going to be hyperinflation. Esau, this devil, is going to make it harder for you to live here. All right, because everyone's concentration is going to be on the war and not you over here. Esau's not going to give a damn about you. All right, but like I was saying earlier, it's going to seem like America with NATO and the EU, they got this in the bag. They got this under control. But that's when the Most High is going to throw a monkey wrench in their whole shit. Because eventually, because we all understand that America is what we call the city of unwalled villages. All right, so America has two major lands of water that's dividing them from these other countries. But their allies, they don't have that. They don't have that luxury. So their allies are over there in the midst of the fire. Therefore, once it gets bad enough for their allies, the NATO and the countries of the NATO and the EU, they're gonna have no choice but to turn their back on America. And when they do that, that's when the true destruction of America is going to take place. All right, but like I said, it's going to seem like, hey, America got this. You know, they've always, you know, prevailed. You know, when these wars and conflicts happen. You know, you got it.
I got some. Isaiah 47. I'm gonna start at verse 5. It says, "Sit thou silent and get thee into darkness, O daughter of the Chaldeans. For thou shalt no more be called the Lady of Kingdoms."
Hey, go ahead. You can break it down.
No. I was just gonna say America's that kingdom, Lady of Kingdoms.
Yeah.
Okay, the virgin daughter of Babylon. That she's likened unto ancient Babylon. She's likened unto a lot of different nations that ruled before. But she's like the lady of them, because everybody thinks you can't harm a lady. She can't do no wrong and no evil. But this place is one of the worst places ever on the planet. A lot of wickedness has been pushed from this place.
And they call it the Virgin Daughter because this place hasn't been, it hasn't been foreign troops invading this place. But this world's war, that's going to happen, you know, and that's going to be on the minds of the people. All right. And so how do you, you know, how can you go through your regular life knowing that hey, any second, any minute, any day, you know, that war is going to spill over here to the soils of America? Right. That's going to happen, you know, but our people mainly got this they think that, you know, these things can never happen. Right. Oh, they'll never happen to America. America's too strong. America's military, the technology. These niggas, you niggas need to get off Esau's ass, man. Get off his nuts, man, because you're gonna find out that he's just a man. He ain't shit. You know, his technology ain't shit. You know, his military is really weak. And you're gonna see this, you know, you're gonna see for yourself. A lot of you jakes that think that these times all right, that we're living in, these world war, these world conflicts aren't going to escalate. You're going to see it right before your eyes. It's going to be reported. It's going to be in your face every day. Just like C-19 was in your face, this is going to be in your face every day, world war. And shit is going to get so bad that Esau is not going to be able to control the narrative like they do with all these other world conflicts, where, you know how they control the shit with Bin Laden and Saddam Hussein, and everyone's going to know who this devil is. It's like,
now, I just want to say this real quick also. The Most High is who's going to make this kingdom go down.
Yeah.
Because he let the pride build up to where it looks untouchable, but he wants it to go down. Why? Because what was done to his chosen people over here. Okay, that's one major situation that you can't run from. And so when you so-called Negro Latinos and Native Americans join yourself onto this country, he's looking at you like, what the hell's wrong with y'all? Yeah. Why would you want this place to continue to live and prosper when you've been subject and slaves in this place, still in modern day? You got something? I got to continue.
No, you can continue. I had a precept, but you can actually continue. I'll
Verse 6, it says, I was wroth with my people, I have polluted mine inheritance, and given them into thine hand. Thou didst show them no mercy. Upon the ancient hast thou very heavily laid the yoke.
Who didn't you show any mercy to? What people are still stuck at the bottom, still living check to check, barely making it to get by? Who are those people you never showed mercy to?
Over 400 years, and we just can't. For real, we still can't lace up and pull up the bootstraps.
Yeah.
400 years later, we tilled the land for you. We got those skills, but we still can't prevail out of this place.
Esau said it's your fault.
Yeah.
You got the same, well, it's not same opportunities,
right?
But you can claw your way out of poverty. You know? But you got to sell out to them, man.
Right.
Hey, immigrants, they always want to use the immigrants that came over here, but they get loans and shit. Man, come on.
Immigrants are set up. I heard this from a Cushite himself. Get it set up with a place to stay, a car, and a monthly allowance until they and a job. So they hit the ground running over here when they come over here. But you Israelites that live here, that were born here, y'all can't get shit.
How the hell does Habib come over here and in 5 years he didn't moved out the hood and moved into the nice neighborhood, but still making money off you? He didn't open up a good restaurant in the white neighborhoods now, making money, sending his kids to college. But for us, we just can't get out of it. We just so stuck on drugs. We just hopeless, for real. That's how this really go.
Yeah, that's the curse. Yep. The
Yep.
curse is that we're gonna be the stranger that is within thee shall get above thee very high, and thou shalt be brought very low. So these other nations, when they actually come over here, they're gonna prosper. But the curse said that you shall not prosper in all your ways.
Right.
So no matter what we do, we can't crawl out of the curses. The Lord got to be the one to liberate us from the curse. So that's one of the ways, why they're over us like that. And this devil, they always they capitalize off of us being under the curse. As long as we're under the curse, that means that spells prosperity for everybody else. They gave gifts to one another. They were married, like it says in Revelation. Because these two prophets have tormented them. So they rejoice that we were on the bottom, and they have to keep us that way.
Right.
And it's crazy that you bring it up, because this place here over in America, and even in the rest of the world, but particularly from over here, think about it. You go into China and you make a deal to get a whole bunch of goods. Who's gonna buy all this shit off? We got these niggas and spicks over here. They gonna buy all this shit up.
Right.
We gonna put it on TV and they gonna buy all this shit.
The new this, the new that.
They gotta have it. They can't. Then they watch it happen. What about drugs from the other countries? Hey, they gonna buy it. Trust me. Whatever's gonna keep us destroyed is what they are negotiating with.
The devil come out with drugs like it's a new thing. Like, this is the new ecstasy. This is the new meth. And where do they promote it to? You tribes neighborhoods. In these rap songs and shit. You got it, bro.
Verse 7 says, And thou saidest, I shall be a lady forever, so that thou didst not lay these things to thy heart, neither didst thou remember the latter end of it.
Right.
The end of the prophecy is that you go down, right?
That's the pride of America, that this place will never be taken down, that this place can't be touched, that it's like a fortress. That's the image that they put out there to you people. Like, they really think they safe here, but you still steadily getting shot down in the street, but you still think you safe, right?
What's the difference?
But the police can kick down your door
Yep.
and have the wrong address and shoot your ass and then say, "Oh, I'm sorry."
Yep. Oh, my bad.
Yeah, right.
Right. But there's no real retribution for that. It says, therefore hear this now, thou that art given to pleasures, that dwell carelessly, that sayest in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. E pluribus unum is out of many one, which is pretty much the same sentiment. Okay, and that's on the coins and on the money over here, right? Showing you that it ties to this place. It says, where to go? Yeah, right there. It says, I shall not sit as a widow, neither shall I know the loss of children. But these two things shall come to thee in a moment, in one day, the loss of children and widowhood. They shall come upon thee in their perfection, for the multitude of thy sorceries, and for the great abundance of thine enchantments. So all this that you've been doing, all the witchcraft, Hollywood, the banking system, money, the hood, the experimenting on Jake, the scientists, and all this shit that you do to our people, the Most High's got a payback for you.
Right.
And it's going to culminate in the moment of World War III. And this place is finally wiped off the map. And it's going to be a memorial forever.
That's why the Most High is righteous. So, He said, as Scripture says in was it Revelation 18, your sins have reached unto heaven. So the Most High is just allowing you to build up this tab, so when this place is destroyed, all right, it's justified. Okay, it's going to be a righteous destruction. It ain't like you didn't do nothing, and hey, the Most High is righteous in all his ways. You still reading?
Yep, one more. Verse 2, right, bro?
Kind.
Yep, Nahum chapter 1, verse 2, it says, the Most High is jealous, and the Lord revengeth and is furious. The Lord Yahweh, right, will take vengeance on his adversaries, and he reserveth wrath for his enemies. The Lord is slow to anger.
That's the Lord declaring his vengeance. Because that's part of the gospel too, that he's gonna avenge his people. The Lord ain't forgot, the long list of history of all the atrocities that was done against his people. We're known as the Lord's, the apple of his eye. So these nations, when they touched us, especially when they decide to go into our places of worship and destroy our temple, take all of our ornaments and different things that we use to dedicate it to the Most High, defiled it, all these different incidences, the Lord never forgot.
Sacrifice swine on the altar.
Yeah, the abomination of desolation.
Yeah.
What they did during the first time it happened with the Babylonians. I mean, the Lord, he remembers everything.
Right.
So just add all that, and then what he did in this time. When this devil came back into power and he waged war against the saints, carried us all the way away from the Holy Land, removed us far from our border, that we would never see our land again. We were made to discontinue from our heritage. Our identity was beaten out of us, our heritage. So that's a lot to pay for, man.
Hey, and just that I beaten out of us, right? They put it in the movie. What's your name, boy?
Yep.
Kunta Kinte. I said your name's Toby. They did that year and year again, time and time again, till we're in the place that we're at now. Okay, so and then they did that at the time of the Greeks too. So the Most High has watched all of this, and all this is going to add up, and all that fury is going to get dropped on the world, and the epicenter of that, of the destruction will be over here, but the epicenter of his indignation is going to be over there in the Middle East.
Right.
That was that. Oh no, it's a little more. It says, the Lord is slow to anger and great in power, and will not at all acquit the wicked. The Lord hath his way in the whirlwind, and in the storm and in the clouds are the dust of his feet. Yeah, that's basically the type of power he has. Verse 6, no matter of fact, verse 7. I'll just keep reading. It says, he rebuketh the sea and maketh it dry. We're watching this happen, right?
Right. Literally. The Lord is...
Rivers and shit is drying up.
Lakes drying up.
Great lakes.
You know? The Great Lakes, where they lose, 4 trillion gallons of water?
Yep.
You know? So that's a big-ass lake. Lake Michigan and was Lake Huron?
Yep.
You know? And that's just in the States. We're not talking about lakes in Europe and Asia. Certain rivers is just dried up. Even if they do get rain, it's not enough to replenish those lakes and rivers.
Look what this say next. And drieth up all the rivers, the mighty Euphrates and the Mississippi.
Man, I know brothers seen that image of the Euphrates where it's like from 2010, 2020 until now. It's like you could damn near jump across the motherfucker. So, you
can walk across it and be dry by the time you get to,
Yeah, that goes to Revelation 16 when the Lord said he's going to prepare the kings of the East to fight in the Middle East. That's that Valley of Decision. Jehoshaphat, Valley of Jehoshaphat. Armageddon.
It says, Bashan languisheth, and Carmel, and the flower of Lebanon languisheth. The mountains quake at him, and the hills melt, and the earth is burnt at his presence, yea, the world and all that dwell therein. Who can stand before his indignation? And who can abide in the fierceness of his anger? His fury is poured out like fire, and the rocks are thrown down by him.
And that's spiritual, because that's why the Most High can't come back, because that's why he has to send his son back. Because he come back, he's gonna just too much power. But he's gonna give that power to his son, and the son is gonna execute, in the name of his father.
I'm gonna hit 2 more verses, then I'll go to the other. Verse 7 says, the Lord is good, a stronghold in the day of trouble, and he knoweth them that trust in him. This is what we're out here to call you people to come back to Yahweh B'Shem Yahushua. Okay, in a complete, sincere, sober way.
Right.
All right? That you may be able to stand in that day of evil and trouble. All right? Verse 8 says, but with an overrunning flood, he will make an utter end of the place thereof, and darkness shall pursue his enemies. Woo, shit. I think that was, let me check this.
That was Nahum, right?
Yeah, that was Nahum. That was good on that, but let me double check this.
Isaiah?
Yeah, Isaiah 47 verse 10. For thou hast trusted in thy wickedness, thou hast said, none seeth me. Thy wisdom and thy knowledge, it hath perverted thee, and thou hast said in thine heart, I am, and none else beside me. Therefore shall evil come upon thee, thou shalt not know from whence it riseth, and mischief shall befall thee, shall fall upon thee, same thing. Anyway, thou shalt not be able to put it off, and desolation shall come upon thee suddenly, which thou shalt not know.
Right, you're not going to be able to put off this world's war. And with the conflict over in Russia and Ukraine, the NATO they're not really anxious to get in this, because these NATO countries, NATO and the EU countries, they want to stay pretty much status quo, because they know what this leads to. They see what Russia's doing with China and North Korea, Iran, I mean, what is it, the BRICS nations. Yep. They see, that they're forming alliances also.
Let me say this. I saw a video, I forgot which one it was, but it said over in Ukraine, it's not what you're thinking. They actually have a hatred for America over there. Yeah. They mad because they feel like America stepped in when they wasn't supposed to, and doing certain shit causing them turmoil, which is what has Putin and Russia going in there to clean basically America out. But from over here, the narrative that they're pushing is that they're trying to assault. But why would they assault their own allied nation, their own people?
And the narrative that they're also pushing is that America's losing this. Russia is losing this war.
Yep.
You got all the media outlets acting like Russia's hanging on a limb and Putin's about to, go down and, he should just surrender. And why he ain't threw up the white flag yet? Yeah, that's
Yet he managed throughout the whole ordeal to attack all kind of Ukrainian cities and annex them.
Yep.
They just have a referendum. Some of these cities they voted to actually still be up under Russia.
Thank you.
So how are they, and what way are they losing?
They don't talk about that though.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was in a Turkish restaurant and they was playing international news.
Yeah.
And I don't know which one of y'all brothers read.
It was one brother on that side.
Matazar read it.
Yeah. What did it say? It said something about the
Shit,
NATO
EU.
nations should trust U.S. or something like that.
Should they start siding with? Should NATO nations, European nations, stop siding with America?
Or the
Or
West,
choose
or something
sides,
like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's prophecy, man.
Yeah.
It's
They
being
don't turn on America.
These NATO basically European countries that's supposed to be allies with America, they gonna turn their back on America. Man.
Yeah.
And that's prophecy, man. Revelation 17, it says the beast shall hate the whore, man.
Yep.
Yep.
The whore is America, man.
Yep, that
The
rise
European
to the beast,
nations gonna shoot that fire on this place, man. Along with Russia, along with China.
And we know, Salaki, but we know that horror used to ride the beast. Because America was that controller of the war scenario. Because what you gonna do over here? How you gonna hit this place? How you gonna hurt this place?
Yeah.
But if you try to hurt one of them EU nations, NATO nations, America had their back.
And I brought that up because it's just this media shit just plays with your mind, man.
Yeah.
If you're overseas, they give one aspect, but if you're over here, they give another aspect, which is the false one, the false narrative. It's just a propaganda machine just to play with your mind to control you, man.
Yeah,
Okay.
these
Think
other
in a certain
nations,
way.
they know what's going on. They can see through the bullshit. It's you people here in America that are your judgment is clouded by this bullshit propaganda. Every time you see Ukraine is doing this, if they doing all of this shit, why ain't they won the war yet? Why haven't they invaded Russia and invaded the Kremlin and all that shit?
Why America's still sending over weapons and
right,
tanks and not tanks, jets and different shit.
Bro, there's
certain rockets.
multiple Ukrainian cities that have no power.
Right.
No power. Their supply chain is broken.
Yep.
There's no water.
Yeah, like 6 million people just was out without like electricity recently.
So,
I read.
and that's because America and NATO promised Ukraine that if Russia went into their country, we're gonna have your back.
What is that?
We got you.
Yeah, Article 5 is they pretty much, if one attack on one or multiple European countries or North America is considered an attack on all of them.
Yeah, and that's what. Even though Ukraine it's not a part of NATO and the EU, it was being used by NATO and the EU and America as a piece, a chess piece, to hit Russia and to get closer to the border of Russia, so they could attack, and pretty much destroy that place, But of course, Russia, they know what's going on.
Yep.
You think they're just gonna let you move into their backyard?
Yeah.
Hey, what the fuck you doing in my yard?
Exactly.
Man? Get the fuck outta here.
Yeah.
It's very simple, and the rest, the other people of the nations, they see this. They know that America is the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's just the people in America that don't see it. Well, they want liberation because this media machine is painted a certain narrative that you people are believing. But when your children have to go over there, that's when you're gonna start looking and start waking the hell up on what's really going on. Or once they get over there, they're gonna tell you it's not even like what we thought it was.
A lot of these.
Go ahead,
bro.
no, go
You
ahead.
got-
Rocky.
I would say a lot of these nations, they want really to distance themselves from America, but a lot of them don't have the balls to do it. Because we talk about the draft here. Watch when these EU and NATO countries have to start drafting people in their military. They're not going to like that shit either. But it's bound to happen.
It's going to be costly.
Yeah.
They gotta put all this money into it. You see right now, the way they keep aiding Ukraine with all this money,
Who you think gonna pay for this war?
Yeah.
you people are paying for the bankers' war.
Right.
Yeah.
That's all that's happening. You know. But then it's gonna come to an head because the Lord's gonna put the Spirit in them, and see, at least they thinking that, well, we's gonna cause boots on ground. They're gonna continue to shoot rockets at each other and shit like that.
Small shit, like
little
little
small shit, and then we gonna accumulate all this wealth and take all the resources. The Lord's gonna put a different spin on it.
Yeah.
No, they're gonna get nuclear. They're gonna be like, nah, we need to nuke this hoe.
Hey, let's not forget what Putin just said. He said, hey, we putting nukes on the table as the first line of defense.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
We're considering we might just go nuclear off the top. Somebody trip. That's an option.
But it's gonna come to that point if these countries that do have nuclear capabilities are backed into a corner.
Yeah.
It's like what do we got to lose?
Yeah.
They're at our front step, our doorstep. Press the button. But we know prophecy has to take place, and these things take time.
Yeah.
But that's where we at.
I got a script. It's Obadiah 1, and this is in the NLT. It says, "This is the vision that the sovereign Lord revealed to Obadiah concerning the land of Edom. We have heard a message from the Lord."
So-called white people, man. This is a chapter just for you, man.
God.
In your future judgment.
Dedicated to Esau.
Yeah.
It says, "We have heard a message or report from the Lord that an ambassador was sent to the nations to say, 'Get ready, everyone. Let's assemble our armies and attack Edom.'" Yeah. And that's, hey, we seeing that happen
Yep.
in real time.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, think about it. Like, for instance, over there in North Korea, every time the U.S. been trying to go over there, I'll say the past couple months, every time they've been catching them over there in their territory, North Korea been sending warning shots towards Japan. They've been shooting missiles over South Korea.
North
They've been
Korea.
shooting missiles that can reach over Japan.
They just shot 2 in the ocean today. I think yesterday.
Yeah. And they're forwarding that message basically to the U.S. Like, we ain't gonna stand for you to keep, thinking you can just come over here and regulate shit. You know? We already saw what you done. You done turned the Koreas against each other.
China, Taiwan.
China and Taiwan, you put that wedge between them.
Think about what they did to Japan in World War II.
Yeah.
You think those people of Japan that are still living or have ancestors that lived through that, they think they still feeling some type of way? I would feel some type of way.
Vietnam, South Vietnam,
Yeah.
and, the North.
Viet Cong.
Yeah.
Millions of people died in that war,
Yeah.
all because Esau, he can't mind his own business.
What is it? Was that Michael? Where he never stayed at home.
Yeah, it's just everywhere, causing chaos, destroying people.
No, Habakkuk.
That's
Habakkuk too.
Yeah, Habakkuk.
That's his mode. That's how he rolls. So eventually, everything that he's done is gonna come back to haunt him.
Yep.
You're just not gonna get away with it forever. The Lord's not gonna allow that. So he's gonna put the spirit on these other nations to finally put
That's Habakkuk too.
exactly to finally get together and determined to come up against you.
Yeah, verse 2, it says, "The Lord says to Edom, I will cut you down to size among the nations. You will be greatly despised."
That's a great news. We're starting to see that.
The wicked's being revealed, right?
We're starting to see that.
Fucking problem.
That the other nations, they're figuring it out. They're sobering up because they too were drunk.
Yeah.
So they're sobering up, and now they're angry.
Yeah. What the fuck? My
Yeah.
pockets is empty. They got robbed when they were drunk and shit, passed out.
Yeah,
They
yeah,
got raped. and
Yeah,
shit.
got a roof.
Right.
Yeah, the nations are becoming more vocal about their displeasing. They really despise you. They're vocal about it. At these different meetings, these when they have these little summits, they always be going in on the West, man.
Yeah.
They always bringing up, what happened in World War II. They always bring up what happened with the invasion of Libya what happened with Yugoslavia,
Yeah, Crimea.
what they did with Crimea, but not just like that Russia too,
Yeah,
Crimea,
it's like-
but what they did with Iraq. You know, they always bring up these different things, man.
Yeah,
You know?
they know that they went in Afghanistan and all of those.
All
Because
that.
the war on terror was bullshit. Everybody knows.
It was like Afghanistan. What was the one before that? Death Stroke? Iraq.
Yep, Iraq.
Iraq. Yeah.
Millions of people dead. Millions. These bodies on top of bodies. You know? That's the mark that America has left on the world.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bloody one. Yeah.
I'm Brother Earth, yeah.
And no one, like the people living outside of America, see this and understand that. You people that's living here, you don't understand that. Like they literally bomb villages, hospitals, schools daily.
Daycares.
So why do you think these other nations, Middle Eastern countries, these African countries, even some of the European countries have this built up animosity toward America? Because they've been effing them over, fucking their people over for so long. You know, and the the
Yeah.
people, I mean go ahead, bro.
They always got their hands in the politics and the control of governments in various places of the world. You know, if that leader of a particular big government that have their sovereignty, if they're a threat to the Western status quo, democracy, they're gonna create a boogeyman.
Yep.
Go over there, have a justify the media why their leader must be took down.
Create a proxy.
Create a proxy war with them.
Yeah.
Fund rebels, send aid and weapons to them. That's what they've been doing that since the beginning.
We had like groups like ISIS. Groups like ISIS is funded by the Israelis,
CIA.
and the CIA. You know, Al Qaeda was funded by the CIA.
Yeah. Boogeyman, Osama bin Laden. Yeah.
Right.
CIA.
Yeah.
So all these things are just being revealed. That Esau's just being revealed in these last days. You know,
Yep.
all his dirt's coming out.
I'm gonna say this and this brother got a precept.
Proverbs 6, starting at verse 16. These 6 things doth the Lord Yahweh hate. Yea, 7 are an abomination unto him. A proud look, a lying tongue, and hands that shed innocent blood.
Yeah, he went around the earth shedding innocent blood. All he had to do was do a square deal, but this man is the ultimate drug dealing kingpin.
Yeah.
He knows a gangster, if you will.
Yeah.
What you niggas wish you were in these streets, this man really is it in the world.
This nigga.
He go places, let me say this,
Go
he
ahead.
go places and he say, I got a deal, but what he do at the deal? He rob you for what he's supposed to be getting and he keep his own shit.
Yeah.
Now he got both. He got, it said, what he said, what's the movie, Tony Montana shit, what's Scarface. He said, what happened? He says, you got the money? Yeah, I got the money. And the yayo.
Yeah.
Give it to me. That shit, man, that's what he does. He just doubled up. Now he's got a power move to make. This is what the fuck this man does in the earth. He robs you or he gives you the fake shit that you thought you was getting, so he still doubles up. But this is the type of guy that this is. And y'all glorify this man. Y'all gonna go down with this man. But the point is, in the earth, the same thing is playing out.
Quick point. His brother brought up Osama bin Laden, right? Osama bin Laden he made deals with E. He built military bases over there in the Middle East for Esau. And what did Esau do? Turn around and turn his back on him and make this motherfucker the biggest
Face of terror.
face of terror throughout the whole world.
Yeah.
That's how E worked.
Osama bin
Don't want his money
Laden's
back.
father, he was a business partner to George Bush.
Yeah.
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 Scripture say, if he have needed thee, he will use thee.
Yeah. But when he have no need,
Today,
yeah, that.
show you how blatant they was with how they were using this man. He even had a stunt double.
Yeah.
He had a stunt double that they was using the whole time.
It is a movie.
And the actual name of the actor who's playing Osama was Tim Osman.
Yeah.
He was a CIA operative.
I heard that. I heard that.
So this double, man, that's what he does, man.
I can't think of the name of the movie, but there's a movie about that exactly. Exactly about that.
Yeah, that was about Saddam
Yeah.
Hussein.
But the body double
yeah.
actually had, it was really like a Saudi prince or some shit. You know, it was somebody like that, but he had a double, but the double actually had political agendas, so he would go and make speeches and shit, because the son was a drunk or something. It was a good move. But we art imitates life. Y'all got it.
That's Proverbs 16 and 18. In heart that devises wicked imaginations, feet that be swift and running to mischief. Going into how he got his hand in everything, man. He's a busybody.
Yep. You want to bring the Habakkuk too?
Yeah.
Keep it at home?
Yeah. Exactly.
Or you want to have something else?
Yeah, real quick.
He enlarging his desire as hell.
You want to have a cook, bro?
I am.
Oh, can you read that part about the thick clay?
Yeah, I'm gonna read all of that. Let me get this. A brother mentioned this a second ago. Sirach chapter 12, verse 16. An enemy speaketh sweetly with his lips, but in his heart he imagineth how to throw thee into a pit. He will weep with his eyes, but if he find opportunity, he will not be satisfied with blood. If adversity come upon thee, thou shalt find him there first. And though he pretend to help thee, yet shall he undermine thee. He will shake his head and clap his hands and whisper much and change his countenance. The other one I think is in the 14th chapter. What's it?
If you do it good.
No. He have need of thee, but
Yeah, 14. I mean, it may be 13 and
it's 13 and if you have need of thee, he will be with thee. But what
I think that's
12?
like 12 or 13.
It's got to be 13. I'm looking at 13 now. I didn't see it as 12. Right here, verse 6. If he have need of thee, he will deceive thee and smile upon thee and put thee in hope. Where to go? And put thee in hope. He will speak thee fair and say, what wantest thou? And he will shame thee by his meats until he have drawn thee dry twice or thrice. And at the last he will laugh thee to scorn. Afterward, when he sees thee, he will forsake thee and shake his head at thee. Yep, that was pretty much it.
So it's natural deceiver.
There's another scripture that says, if you speak it fair, leave him not. There are 7 abominations in his heart.
Yep.
You always got an agenda, man.
Let's pick our voices up too.
That was that. So let me hit that Habakkuk. Habakkuk,
2 and 3.
yeah, I might have to start at the top though. Habakkuk 2 and 1. I will stand and watch I will stand upon my watch and set me upon the tower, and will watch to see what he will say unto me, and what I shall answer when I am reproved from the Heavenly Father. We're watching, but we're watching everything that the Heavenly Father's put the Spirit on us to pay attention to. Particularly now, we're talking about World War III. It says, and the Lord answered me and said, that's why we're able to see it, and you people can't see it. All right. It says, and the Lord answered me and said, write the vision and make it plain upon tables, that he may run that readeth it. For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. And we're watching these speak and not lie right now, right? Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry.
This world war is not going to tarry any longer. When it comes, like I was saying earlier, it's here. It ain't going nowhere. It's no future after World War III.
You can't turn. It's not gonna turn back.
Stop looking at the movies where the post-apocalyptic. That's all fairy tale.
Yeah.
That's all fiction. It's after this World War III. That's when the kingdom of heaven will be ushered in. You still got it.
Yep. It says, "Behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright."
It's like it. I just want to add a little more to that.
Yep.
You know that this last world's war is going to be the final war, because there's no more beasts in the book of Daniel.
Yeah.
After the
Yeah.
fourth beast, that's
Right,
it.
that's it.
Yep.
Then it just talks about the kingdom.
Yep. Forever, even forever and ever.
Forever and
Right
ever.
after
So
that,
that's
yep.
how you know there ain't gonna be no more wars after the fourth beast is destroyed.
And it clearly shows you how Shai coming to take the beast down.
Exactly.
By dashing, I forgot how I said, dash the part clay or something
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that.
Mixed with Myra and Clay.
Yep, and then he reigns forever after he took the crowns.
Yeah.
Yeah, Book of Revelation said, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Yep,
You know,
Yeah,
3 of
three
them, World
wars.
War One,
There's
World
only
War
3
Two,
of
and
them.
World War Three.
that's right.
No more woes after that.
Okay.
And then all that you Christians know that's supposed to be happening in the kingdom of heaven, that part now comes into play. You will learn no more war. There won't be any more anger and wickedness, and you know.
I mean, Isaiah the 2nd chapter.
Yep.
Because there ain't gonna be no wars because we're gonna get rid of all the weapons.
Yep.
Right now, they're making the weapons for this war, but after the Lord uses them
Yep.
for this war, there ain't gonna be no need for them anymore.
Exactly. It is it tells
Bars.
you.
That rhymes.
Right? The scriptures got bars. It say, behold, his soul which is lifted up is not upright in him, but the just shall live by his faith. Speaking of this man that's being revealed, the wicked, the Edomites. Okay? Those that make up, the countries that make up the beast are ran by him. All right, it says, yea, also because he transgresseth by wine, which is philosophy, right? That wine. He is a proud man, which we read when you was reading in Proverbs. He hate a proud look and a lying tongue, right? It says, neither keepeth at home, right? He everywhere. Why your hand in everything, man?
Military bases, embassies, everywhere.
Yep. Too busy trying to conquer other places, and at home is all fucked up, right? Your people on fucking opioids and shit.
Yeah.
Right?
All he does is he causes disturbances and wars.
Yep.
You know,
Opportunity to prosper.
And that's why the nations always refer to him as a plunderer. You know, you go around and you plunder everything.
Yeah. What's the other one they say? Pillage.
Pillage.
Yep.
Yeah.
And you know that because how do we got all this fentanyl? Where
Right.
does that come from?
Right.
Coming from Mexico.
They sneaking it in. They sneaking it in.
Always
Yeah.
blaming
Fuck outta
tribes,
here.
you know.
Always.
Yeah.
When you all these opioids, where does that come from?
This shit is synthetic now. It's made in the
Who
laboratory. bro.
controls these pharmaceuticals? Who runs that industry? And then when they got to pay out, say $3 billion, $4 billion, shit, they done made $100 billion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's not, you know. Esau had, you know,
Taking the world and robbing them of their resources.
Yeah.
You know.
Said it. It says, he is a proud man, neither keepeth at home, who enlargeth his desire as hell, and it is as death, and cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people. That's why he's everywhere, so he can have all the resources and the identity of all people. You know, and you just leave more and more confused. Now, why do you think in his movies, the coldest shit is in his movies, right? In his movies, they show him as the good guy and the bad guy. You know, you don't know it, but you gotta side with one of them.
yeah.
You know?
And if the good guy don't win, you know it's gonna be a sequel.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. You got another chance, right?
Yeah.
It says,
Because what's that? Avengers? Was it Infinity? The first one ended perfect.
yeah,
When what's it? Dude?
Thanos snapped his
Thanos, yeah, you know, he had ultimate control. You know,
took half the population.
yeah. But then, you know, of course, they had to come back. But you know, it's all for movies and shit. But
it says, verse 6, shall not all these take up a parable against him, and a taunting proverb against him, and say, woe to him that increases with that which is not his, how long? And to him that had laden himself with thick clay.
Yeah, that clay. You know, that clay word goes into the Hebrew word abadi, which means heavy debt. You know, Esau, he just passed an $858 billion bill, NDAA bill, man. You know, for his military. You know, for other shit, and you know, for stuff that's, you know, Esau got some money towards you, going towards you, Israelites, to destroy you, man.
Yep.
You know, because these bills be like 1,000 pages and shit.
Yeah.
You know? So hey, that's that thick clay, man. And all them billions and billions of dollars is going to be on the back of you Americans.
Because
All
Esau got money to bail out his buddies. You know, the high, the ones that are high, they bail each other out when when they go bankrupt or you know they're whatever. But when it comes to the poor, you get crumbs, man.
Yeah.
You don't get no bailouts. What happens if you can't pay your mortgage?
You evicted.
You get kicked out. You lose
Straight
it.
up.
They take
Yeah.
your shit. And,
What? You know?
Yeah.
Shit, they'd rather take it from you. You know, they won't give you no time to pay on your shit. They just take it from you.
Just take it.
And leave that house on the market for I don't know how long. You know?
Yeah.
And now what?
That's all it does.
The bank owns it.
Repossessions are going up.
You
all
know?
that shit, man.
Yeah.
So that's just wicked. That's straight up wicked. You
No
know?
other way to say it. Yeah.
Back him up real quick. Same verse in the this is the NAS B20 translation. It says, "Will all of these not take up a song of ridicule against him, even a saying and insinuations against him, and say, woe to him who increases what is not his, for how long it makes himself rich with debts."
And that's what he's using for. He's using a dollar bill, which is a debt note, to basically enrich his military. You know, make his military more powerful, so he can take over lands that's not his, man. You know, and bring hell and death with him. You know, that's what he does.
Yeah, he takes that money and not only he funds the militaries, but also these corporations. And these corporations, they fund these governments. You know, so they control the corporations, which controls the government, which controls the militaries.
Yep.
Also, they control the money.
Which the money controls it all.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You know, and that's how they increase their wealth.
What did the elite say? You know which one it said? Give me
Oh yeah.
control of the money.
I care not who makes the laws. I think that was Meyer M. Bauer from one of the Bowers, I believe.
Yeah.
But that's true. You control the monetary system. You could control everything else. You put everybody into debt.
Yeah.
The scriptures say that in Proverbs, the borrower is servant to the lender.
Yeah, subject. Yeah, servant to the lender.
You should be the head. They should be the head, and you should be the tail.
Yeah, man. So everybody is pretty much in debt to this damn, which they're gonna call anti-sim if you say it.
Right.
You know, they can throw the anti-sims card out at you for pointing these things out, but it's the truth.
Yeah.
It's
All the
the
debt
fucking
goes
truth,
back
man.
to them. They control all the debt.
Who is it going to then?
Right. Yeah. So where is it going?
Yeah, where's it going?
Where's the African guy that my mortgage needs to be
it's
paid?
going-
That
it's
owns
going
the
to-
bank. You know.
Right.
It's going to Bank of America. It's going to Chase. Who owns
Right.
Bank of America and Chase?
What is
It's going
JP Morgan? What are
a Black Rock.
Yeah.
they? Yeah.
It's going to those corporations.
Because they hide it in LLCs and
Yep.
in trust funds.
Yeah, sub companies.
Yep. But when you go to the head of them, it's Bill and Melinda Gates. It's all them.
Bro, and Esau does that, like, they'll buy a house in an LLC or in a trust.
Yep.
So you can take the house. You can't take their possession.
Yeah.
Esau's,
'Cause-
man, we out that scripture where it says it's framers mischief by a law.
Yeah.
That's what they do with their laws and their, the judicial system. They got it all, everything figured out on the left hand.
Yep.
As far as them, they run this wicked society through, like we're going back through usury. Through debt.
It becomes less of a personal liability and more on the company, so to speak. You know?
Yeah, right.
Proverbs 22:7 in the same translation. The rich rules over the poor, and the borrower becomes the lender's slave.
These are the translations. We were staying away from them to get the understanding. Now we got the understanding. We can see that these other translations break it down once you have the understanding. You know, so you got it.
Psalm 73:5, I'm reading NLT. They don't have troubles like other people.
Yep.
They're not plagued with problems like everyone else. Getting into the taxes.
Yeah.
You know?
Dave Chappelle, right? I know they won't change. Yes, I use the tax code, and I know you won't change it because your friends afford the same, how do you say it? Afford the same liberties that I do. You know, basically telling the Clintons that, hey, if you think I'm cheating the system, I am. But I'm cheating it just like your friends are cheating.
Yeah.
And then that, Trump said that.
Yeah, Trump said that.
And he was like, David Seville, like, that motherfucker's gangster. You got it, bro.
Verse 6, they wear pride like a jeweled necklace and clothe themselves with cruelty.
Yeah.
These fat cats have everything their hearts could ever wish for.
Yeah.
They do.
They do. They have everything, including slaves.
What's the liquidity of liquidity riches of the Rothschilds? Like 500 trillion, right?
Yeah.
That's an old number.
Yeah, got it.
Yeah, that's the last one that we heard about. You know, who knows what number that? It's probably a zillion by now.
Motherfuckers
Yeah.
like these motherfuckers own countries.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they own
You know?
colors, bro.
Yeah.
Hey, like for example, with China, what they doing with China right now, man, really the bankers control China too.
Yep.
And the fact that they got that motto over there, you know, it's just complete tyranny, you know, dictatorship, communism. They want that same kind of control over the rest of the world.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's why they're putting so much investment into China, you know, because they're getting ready to use China as the model to roll out their New World Order system, you know.
Yep.
So we will say that, yeah, China own this, China own that, but really it's the elites through China.
Absolutely.
All right, the small hats, man, they're using Moab, man.
Because China, truthfully, they could pretty much starve out America if they wanted to, because through trade. Because everything that we consume here, even down to the food, majority of it comes from China. It's processed in China.
Yep.
So if China says, hey, cut off all the trades, America would starve in months, you know? But we know, like the brother was mentioning, the elites control those trade routes, the trade and the commerce. So if they wanted to cut it off, they could. But, you know, it goes back, because they know all that money, all that goes back to them,
Yep.
you know? You gonna say something?
Yeah, these Moabites, they was conquered by Esau, man.
Yeah.
The British, man.
Yeah.
The British ain't fucking packed up shop and left China to their own thing.
But
You know?
they let
They
them-
still over there.
Let them be
man.
sovereign now.
Yeah.
They said they left in like, it was recent, bro, when these countries, the Edomites, I'll just make it vague, these Edomites left all these countries that they conquered. It was recent, bro. This is like 1900s, like late 1900s. It's crazy, man. Like recent. This is really, really recent. Within 100 years, all the places that they conquered, the Africas and the Asian nations and stuff, they still have a footprint over there.
Think about this. It's known that the British conquered Australia. So you think they just gonna skip over China?
Right, on the way down there.
Right.
Yeah.
He's like, oh man, no, we don't want China. We want,
Yeah.
no, they want it all.
They want it all
You know?
because it's in the birthright.
Yeah. Fatness of the earth.
Yep, I'll go back into Habakkuk. Yep, it says verse 7, Habakkuk chapter 2, verse 7, shall they not rise up suddenly that shall bite thee, and awake that shall vex thee, and thou shalt be booties unto them? Because thou hast spoiled many nations, all the remnant of the people shall spoil thee, because of men's blood, and for the violence of the land, and of the city, and of all that dwell therein. Woe to him that coveteth an evil covetousness to his house, that he may set his nest on high, that he may be delivered from the power of evil.
That goes for a lot right there.
Yeah.
You know, set his nest on high. It's International Space Station. You know, he when he called himself going to the moon.
Yeah.
You know, his evil covetousness, where he clearly has more than he needs.
Yep.
You know, you got Edomites that got, it's two Edomites, a husband and a wife, and they got multiple houses all over the world,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
This, go ahead, bro.
He thinks all the amount of wealth that he has is going to be enough to buy security to be able to shield himself or hide himself from the judgment.
Yeah.
He know the Most High is after his ass. Yahweh Shai and the angels, they're going to be after his ass. So they're accumulating as much wealth as possible, robbing the earth dry,
Literally.
so that they can actually. Because it tells you that in James the 5th chapter, they hoarded up all these riches for the latter days,
Yep.
for themselves.
Yep.
Yep.
You know, so they're trying to get everything ready. They're getting their bunkers ready.
Yep.
They've been stockpiling all the food and getting all the gold and all these different things, and storing them in the earth so that they can escape the judgment.
Yeah.
that
And
they
then
are
after
doing.
everything's destroyed, they want to come up with all their riches.
When the
Yeah.
smoke
And declare
clears.
that, then declare that they the richest. So thinking the world gonna be on that type of scenario.
Remember that
Money.
food?
Noah
Harari,
Harari.
Noah Harari. He was talking about basically that they have their own Noah's Ark.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You know, and they basically gonna hide and use their technology, their advancement of technology, to bypass what's gonna happen. And he basically said like, hey, these other regular humans, hey, they gonna be asked out, but at least us, we got our Noah's Ark.
They showed that in that movie 2012. They showed that in another movie.
They showed it in Elysium.
Yeah.
Greenland.
Greenland.
What was
Because
it?
they only
And
call
also
certain
Elysium
people.
too.
Yeah,
Yep.
Armageddon, where all the so-called
Elite.
elite, doctors or whoever, that people that they figure that can contribute to society,
The
those
new
are the ones
society,
are going to be saved. That's how proud. That's how they think.
That's why I love that part in the movie Greenland, and he was like, when the thing went off, and then on his TV, they were all over his house watching the game. They go to his house. He said, reporters. He said, what about us? Like, we're not getting that message. He was just kind of looking at him like, oops, But it just showed you that a lot of people gonna be asked out. You can't go. They only care about themselves at the end of the day. And
Hey.
the Heavenly Father's pissed at
But
them.
that's going to happen. Like that elite, not Elysium, was it Greenland text? That's going to happen when World War III kicks off.
Yeah.
You think these average people going to be just chilling and going to their regular jobs? No, those who have money and have some type of wealth, they're going to be in bunkers chilling because they'll get those alerts.
Yeah.
Like that. Remember during the pandemic, the brother said some Edomite in upstate New York somewhere had
Yeah.
I think the elder Malcolm brought it out, or somebody,
Okay.
where he had a bunker up there, and he was set. These Edomites are somewhat prepared. They're more prepared than you niggas.
Yeah.
And we're not
They
going to
have the means to be prepared
right.
as well.
They have the means to be prepared, but this is not a physical preparedness where we have to train and stock up. No, this is a spiritual thing.
Yeah.
You have to build your faith, because when this happens, when this World War III takes place, when you're going to hear sirens and you're going to be bugged out. If you don't have the Spirit of the Lord on you.
Hey, also World War III, that also comes along with Jacob's trouble.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's gonna be chaos internationally, but there's gonna be chaos domestically, man.
Yeah.
Because everything is gonna be, food is gonna be cut off, power is gonna be cut off,
Yeah.
running water, everything you need to survive is gonna be very scarce.
And
You
we have a scarcity of goods sometimes, like electricity, like during the summertime. They say the grid is, and this is like this is regular time. This is like ain't even nothing really going on.
Yeah.
And I got an article. And this is not even an article. It's just like it is an article where it goes into some of the things that the economic impacts of war. I'm gonna just name a few, and then you can get back to that scripture, because these are the things that we talk about, concerning prophecy. It says loss. GDP, a decline in work population. All right, it's already past layoffs.
Yep.
People losing jobs, like Amazon laying off 10,000 people at a time.
75,000. Supposed to
Damage to building infrastructure. That's something else. Rise in national debt, higher taxes in the future, inflation, psychological costs. That's people that can't handle. You see how people act during the pandemic? They couldn't handle it. People are
Offering themselves.
offering themselves on opioids and all types of shit.
That's another thing, because it says psychological problems too. Hey, there's also in the pharmaceutical industry is dealing with like the antidepressants
Yep.
and all of that stuff too. Because even on the antidepressants, hey, they tell you that one thing that the antidepressant does, it actually it'll increase like heart rate and stuff like that,
Yep.
but it'll increase you you like the people that's trying to commit suicide,
Yeah.
it'll increase, you know, that urge for them to want to do it, man.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It may
That's one of the side effects.
Yeah, it may have horrible dreams of suicidal thoughts.
Yeah.
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 They have what's not visions, what's the hallucinations.
Yeah.
That's part of it.
What's that? Things in Isaiah where it says the Hadi people of the earth do languish. You know,
Some lamentations.
no, I think it's Isaiah 23, something like there.
I think I know you're talking about. Maybe I think it is in Isaiah. Maybe
the,
Isaiah
the
14.
earth mourneth and pass. You know, it's
Oh, 24.
24. I said 24. You know.
Isaiah 24.
So yeah, all the rejoicing that was once upon this place, you know, the mirth, all the wealth, everything. You know, this place was once upon a time it was a spot.
Right.
You know, and the people that live here, the Edomites that control this place, they, for the longest time, yeah, they live deliciously, man. They live good. You know, they live good. And when Jacob's trouble comes, when the economy starts falling, the Edomites are still gonna have somewhere to lean to economically, for the most part. This Jacob's trouble is designed for us, for our people,
Right.
to suffer.
We have no extra money to put
No.
nowhere. We're already under. If they didn't allow us, if we had to pay all your bills in full, we would never be able to keep the lights on.
No,
we-
never.
If
You
we
know?
had to do it all up front, you know, it would never be done.
And,
They wanted it all right now.
and just like the Edomites are stockpiling and what they call them, dooms preppers,
Yeah, the
doomsday preppers.
Bunkers.
You know, we should be stockpiling and prepping spiritually, which that's what the servants are doing, the believers.
Yep.
But the rest of our people, they're just gonna get caught naked, man. You know,
But you
nowhere to
were
run
warned.
to.
Hey, but you were warned to do it. We've been warning you. The same ones that spiritually have stockpiled, so to speak, treasures in heaven, are the same ones that's been warning you people. That you better get on this. You better develop an understanding and a relationship and a healthy fear of Yahweh Shem Shah. Better get that pride off you. Better humble down. Better seek the old path.
The parable of the 10 virgins.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
Five
stuff
were
that
wise
oil.
and five were foolish. You know, 5 had the oil, you know, which is his knowledge. The other 5 was foolish, didn't have it. But when that all hell break loose, now, can I have some of your your oil?
Yeah.
You know, you can't have it, man. You know, you're given the chance to repent.
Yeah.
You know, but you wouldn't. You wanted to do your own thing. You know?
They said we will not hear, we will not follow. Right?
Another one of the points on there was oil prices. Of course, you know, gas is going to increase, and we were going into the trade earlier. So once this war starts off, it's not going to be any more of these ships coming in and going out. There's not going to be no more trade. China going to cut America off completely. Then you're going to have the hyperinflation. You know, you're going to have the scarcity of just, you know, what they call essentials.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, the reason why gas is down, that shit is psyop, man.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, to keep you people pacified, you know, for a couple months.
Because why they put
Yeah.
a few other things in positioning in place. Yep.
You know, when China go into Taiwan, you know, that's when they're really gonna rock it. You know, they gonna blame them. Gas $10 a gallon. and shit.
It's a reason. Oh, you got
I'm just checking. There's a little bit more on here. Verse 10, it says, "Thou hast consulted shame to thy house by cutting off many people, and hast sinned against thy soul. For the stone shall cry out of the wall, and the beam out of the timber shall answer it. Woe to him that buildeth a town with blood, and establisheth a city with iniquity." Man,
That's simple, man. If you don't know who that's talking about, establish a town with blood and iniquity, sin upon sin. They, you know, not just America, but wherever Esau dwells, they had to rape, rob, and murder to set up shop there, whatever country it was. You know, manipulate their people. You know, push that Babylonian wine, make promises that they know they weren't going to keep, make these deals, these treaties that they always break.
yep.
You know? There's more, though.
Yeah, I can read a little bit more. Verse 15, "Woe to him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him and makest him drunken also, that thou mayest look upon their nakedness. And this philosophy is the coldest way he does this, man. He made, that's why a lot of you 2/3, that's why you 2/3 is gonna get destroyed, man. Because you drank the Kool-Aid of this dude, man. You drank his philosophies in and you believed it. We're sitting here telling you Bible prophecy says America's gonna be destroyed, but you run into a Jake and he'll be like, man, America can't be touched, man. That ain't gonna ever happen. This place got the best military in the world. All that ain't gonna matter, man, because all the allies of this place, they don't know how shit actually works. They just be making these statements, you know, regurgitating statements that they have no understanding for. America said we can't keep up with some of the shit that these other nations is coming with. And we also know, that are privy to this information, that the angels are gonna come in and join the war also. And really turn the tide of everything. But America for sure gets destroyed. There's no way this place could continue on. Okay? We're trying to explain this to you people, and you people just you know?
Can you read that last part again?
Yep, verse 15 again. Woe to him that giveth his neighbor drink, that puttest thy bottle to him, and makest him drunken also, that thou mightest look upon their nakedness.
And that's what got a lot of these nations hot. This devil done spread his poison around, and they saw what it has caused.
Yeah.
You know, you could just look at these women over here that's out of control, and the women that overseas been looking at how they live their life over here, and they've been basically getting influenced. Western influence is causing ruin and decay of you know, culture, you know, and you know, morale and principles. So a lot of these nations, knowing that that's having negative effects on them, they hate this place for it.
See the thought slut culture over here.
Yeah, they lose control of their own women.
Yeah.
That women over there talking about, we want women's rights, we want, you know, liberty and this and that.
They seeing LGBT prosper. They seeing what's the other thing I was
They're pushing the rainbow agenda everywhere too. Yeah. And a lot of countries are denouncing that shit. Like, no, keep that shit in the West, man.
And it really don't hit home until the kids is partaking in that activities.
Exactly.
And those Middle Eastern countries, they despise that shit. And like I say, once their kids start doing it, they love their kids, but you know, their culture say put their ass to death. You know?
And they see it coming in their kids that come over here. And what's the other thing I was gonna say? And the democracy that comes with that liberal mind state also. They don't want democracy. They like it how it's ran, how their forefathers have set it up over there. But over here, they believe that the whole world should be liberated. No, liberated from what? For to do what thou wilt. It's the mind of a devil.
Hey, that's how the Heavenly Father feels about his people. You know, he's mad at his people because they took on the ways of the other nations. You know, they took on the ways of the serpent. So he's angry with his children. You know, everything that we've been through as a whole, why do you think that happened to us? Because the Lord was angry with us. You know?
Now he's about to be angry. Yeah, he's getting angry with them more than us. Some of us are turning back.
We're turning back.
And if he punished us, I think it says in Sirach, he punished us, he scourges our enemies 1,000 times more. So when the other nations finally get it, oh man, it's not gonna be pretty. That's why this final war is gonna be so massive. The earth is gonna shake and tremble. The earth is gonna quake. There's gonna be rock back and forth, man, from all these missiles flying, earthquakes. You know, it's gonna be a time like it's never been seen before, just like the flood. Exactly. Just like the flood. The flood had never been seen before on the earth. People were going about the business like right now. Everybody's doing their own thing. Nobody cares. Ain't nobody worried. Exactly, you know? So it's gonna take another event like that to finally get the attention of you people. You know, to finally get you feared, right? Because that's what's lacking in the earth, the fear of the Lord. Don't nobody respect the Lord or His word or His man.
Let me back you up. Matthew 24, I'm start 36. But of that day and hour knoweth no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered into the ark.
Bro, what are these people doing right now? They're eating, they're drinking, they're getting married.
Yeah, you got Jake up there singing karaoke.
Singing
I don't
karaoke.
want to listen to this song.
You know?
You know?
So that just shows that the scriptures are on point.
Yeah.
The scriptures are literally like everybody's playing out what the scripture said they would do.
Yeah.
They're playing their role, you know, and it sucks that a lot of our people have to fucking go this way, but hey, we didn't write it. We didn't write this down. We didn't create this, you know.
We believe it and we follow it.
Exactly.
And that will be done.
Yeah, so we're just sending you we're just giving out the message. You know, we're sending out the message because the spirit of the prophets is subject unto the prophets, you know. We were just servants created for this purpose right now on the earth, on this time, to prophesy, bring out the scriptures and warn our people that, hey, shit ain't all good, you know. Stop acting like freaking animals, stop acting like beasts.
You know? Stop acting like this red beast.
Exactly. You know? Y'all need to get right.
A little more.
Hey, real quick. I gotta read this in the. This is in the amplified version. Luke, you were in Luke, right?
I was at Matthew.
Or you was at
It's the
Matthew.
Same account.
Same, yeah. Okay, Luke. This is the one in Luke 17, in verse 26. It says, "And just as it was in the days of Noah, so it will be in the time of the second coming of the Son of Man. The people were eating, they were drinking, they were marrying, they were being given in marriage, they were indifferent to the Most High, until the day that Noah went into the ark and the flood came and destroyed them all. Oh, as it was the same as it was in the days of Lot. People were eating, they were drinking, they were buying, they were selling, they were planting, they were building, carrying on business as usual, without regard for their sins. But on the very day that Lot left Sodom, it rained fire and brimstone, burning sulfur from heaven, and destroyed them all. It will be just the same on the day that the Son of Man is revealed."
And that you hit the last 39 says, "And knew not until the flood came and took them all away, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be." Showing you, man, you people gonna get caught unawares, man.
Yeah, the majority of these people walking around right here, they're all gonna get caught. You know,
have no clue what the hell is going on.
they're all just pretty much just extras.
Yeah.
You know, they're just extras, man. They're just fillers. You know.
The scriptures speak about how the scriptures speak about how they can discern the face of the sky, but they can't discern the signs of the time.
These times.
They don't see that, you know, just as clear as day. It's about to be summer, man. Like, it's about to get real hot out here. That's why they're gonna get caught unawares.
Yeah.
And the Most High has always, you know, kind of done that to Jake, where you got to catch Jake off guard so they could learn their lesson, you know, because you could tell Jake, you know, like Noah prophesied for 120 years until the floods came, you know. Hey, Jake was out there prophesying the downfall of Babylon, the downfall of the Persians and the Medes, downfall of all these kingdoms, but it didn't happen until it happened.
Yeah.
You know, until these kingdoms got fucked up.
And it's beautiful as well too, because hey, in the midst of all their folly, Yahweh Shema Shah made sure the prophets are right there, you know, because we're here, we're present, you know, right on the street with all the madness, but it's separate, man. It's completely separate. It's like, you know, when you pay attention to your surroundings and you're like, wait, I thought I did see something that day. You know, that's what it's gonna be like for Jake. You know, they were out there. I think that was them. Too late.
Dang. Wow.
Yeah, and when Jake walk by or they drive by and they see us, they know something's up over here. They know this is something else, something different. But when they see the scriptures and they start hearing, it's like, nah, we don't, you know.
But see, Jake's judgment, as it pertains to the scriptures, has been clouded through Christianity, through the Catholic Church. So Jake will come by and think we some Muslims or some shit. They don't know that we read from the same book that they read from. We just have the understanding, you know. But Jake, you know, Jakes that are sincere, you know, they come out. They adhere to the scriptures. They understand, you know, what we're about and what's going on. But a lot of these Jakes, these niggas is just zombies, man. They don't understand, and a lot of them really don't want to understand.
They're willingly ignorant.
Yeah.
They will not come into the light lest their deeds be you know.
I know what you're talking about.
They don't want to come into the light because their works are evil. And they want to stay comfortable, you know, being evil.
Yeah.
When you say that chastisement, you get the chastisement, the brother, I think, had it on the chat, he's talking about something else, but the chastisement yielded the peaceable fruit.
Is that James?
It's in Hebrews.
Hebrews, kind. Yeah.
Right? It yielded the peaceable fruit that are exercised thereby. Yeah, when you get chastised, because coming into this, you're gonna get chastised. But now it puts you back on track to walk the righteous way. You know, to in hopes of it gives you hope that you have an opportunity to, you know, to escape the judgment to come. But people, they rather stay. Now I'm trying to think how that other verse went. He said, it seemeth to be joyous but grievous.
Yeah, come.
That's what you read?
Yeah, that's why I grabbed pulled it up.
So, verse 11, I got it. It says, now no chastening for the present seemeth to be joyous but grievous.
Yep.
Right? Because it hurts you in the long run. Because your mind wasn't right. That's why it says it's better to go to the house of mourning than to the house of mirth.
Yeah.
Right? It says, nevertheless, afterward it yielded the peaceable fruit of righteousness that unto them that are exercised thereby. Yeah, and that's the point. And it goes on to say it strengthens the weak hands and the feeble knees.
Yep.
Us that never had a chance, now through this we have a chance. Right. We can't fight again. What we gonna do when World War III come over here? We ain't got nowhere to go. We got nowhere to escape. We got no money for bunkers. We talked about all of it.
We're gonna start digging and building a bunker in our backyard.
We're gonna do that. That one guy, I know y'all seen him on YouTube. That one guy be building with a damn stick. He built a fucking.
Kind.
Oh yeah.
We gonna do that? We can't do that. This shit ain't gonna work.
Jay gonna run like animals, like freaking wildebeest to the subways.
Yeah.
In New York, like rats. Trying to hide under there,
Motherfuckers, remember when they had that scare in Hawaii?
Oh yeah.
A few years back. I talked to someone that was living out there. I said, "What was that like? What did y'all do?" He said, "Oh man, you know, it was scary, man. We just trying to get in the sewer." I'm like, "Man, that shit won't." I didn't tell him that, but I'm like, "That shit wasn't gonna work.
It's gonna be a damn stampede."
Man, you just gonna get fucking cooked down there like an oven.
Yeah.
You know, just catch the hot flash.
Yeah.
Because hey, the scriptures say it's gonna go into the nuclear wing, gonna go into the windows.
Yep. Oh, it's in
any orifice that's on this earth. That's in America, on this part of America, this land of America. Any orifice,
That's why it was
heat.
That's why it was a joke months ago when they was talking about, you know, what to do in case of nuclear.
New York,
New York.
Take a shower and shit.
Yeah, man. Don't stand near the windows. Take a shower. Like, what the fuck? Like, what kind of advice is that?
Get in the middle of the building.
Yeah.
Nuclear war. Are you serious?
Take a shower. What the
Hey, this
fuck?
brother got it.
Okay, come.
Yeah, Joe Will too.
Yep. Yeah, you can start. Yep. Might as well.
It says, blow ye the trumpet in Zion,
And that's what we out here doing. Go ahead.
and sound an alarm in my holy mountain. Let all the inhabitants of the land tremble, for the day of Yahweh cometh, for it is nigh at hand.
Yep.
A day of darkness.
Say, if we're talking about it, that if the prophets is out talking about it, of something to come in the near future, that means it's coming.
Yeah.
We were still, why weren't prophets doing this in the 1800s? You know, because it wasn't close enough time yet. Now the time is at the doorstep. 21st century, we're right here. You got it, bro.
You said that I'm sorry, get a quick precept.
Come.
Isaiah 42:9 in the NLT. It says, everything I prophesied has come true, and now I will prophesy again. I will tell you the future before it happens. And that's the Heavenly Father speaking, like the elder just mentioned. And also the brother mentioned it too. Before all these different destructive events took place in the past, the Lord had prophets out there telling you that it was going to happen.
Yeah.
So that was the Lord extending His mercy to the Israelites, and just warning the other nations.
Yeah, like the only prophet that was around before the Lord rose up the true prophets was the false prophet.
Okay.
It talks about how the beast was going to arise, and this same beast had what? He had a false prophet attached to it. That was when he deceived the whole world, deceived the nations with his lies. Plantation Christianity, Roman Catholicism. That's why you to this day you keeping these pagan festivities. You're about to celebrate Christmas, which is Saturnalia, which is Nimrod worship, Babylonian, ancient Egyptian worship. Has nothing to do with our Lord.
Nothing.
And then after that, you getting ready to sell New Year's. That's another lie he told you, because the year does not begin in the middle of the winter.
Okay.
At the beginning of winter. At that.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're celebrating the damn winter solstice.
Janus.
Yeah. Janus.
Janus.
Yep.
That's a Roman god.
Saturnalia.
Saturnalia.
Yeah, that's Christmas. So he lied to the world, man.
Goes back to sun worship also.
Right. So that's why the false prophet is going to be destroyed right along with the beast.
Starting right over there in Vatican City, man.
And now the Lord rose up, true prophets to call out the false prophet.
Right.
I seen
That's why we're declaring all the lies of Christianity right now. This is pretty much like Prophet Elijah versus the prophets of Baal.
Yeah. Okay.
Christianity, you're the prophet of Baal.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah.
This is what it's entitled. It said Putin's invasion of Ukraine is a world war with no end in sight. This is a quote from the Pope. So, I think he might. Is he a Jake? I know he came from Argentina.
That's the devil.
That's the devil.
You can't be in that.
Yeah, he came. I know he came from South America, but yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, but they know these higher up, these elites know what time it is.
They know some truth.
They have their sorcerers and witches on the left hand.
Yeah.
They can see the forecast.
On the left hand side.
Yeah, left hand.
But they also that same Pope is calling for a one world religion.
Yeah.
He wants to make peace between the Christians, the Muslims, all these different religions, and make them to one religion. Under basis, which is a new world order.
Yeah.
He shakes hands with the Rothschilds. He kisses the
bows.
hand of the Rothschilds.
And as he bows,
You know?
he's like bowing to them to do it,
Exactly.
showing you who's in power.
Exactly.
Back to Joel 2, verse 2. A day of darkness and of gloominess, a day of clouds and of thick darkness, as the morning spread upon the mountains. A great people and a strong, there have not been ever the like, neither shall be any more after it, even to the years of many generations. A fire devoureth before them, and behind them a flame burneth. The land is as the garden.
This is talking about the nuclear missiles.
Which we've been saying. Matter of fact, if the brother can grab that in Isaiah 9 right quick, 9 and 5, just showing you the significance of World War III. How this is a major event in the earth, and our people aren't even paying no attention to it. Hit it right there.
Isaiah 9 and 5. For every battle of the warrior is with confused noise, and garments rolled in blood. but this shall be with burning and fuel of fire.
And that's what's going to really be how this war is fought.
It's not going to be a lot of hand-to-hand combat. It's going to be some ground troops over there in the Middle East, but they're just, a lot of them are just, majority of them, all of them are going over there just to be destroyed.
When World War I and World War I particularly, they went over there, and you go Civil War, you go back to all these other great wars, they had swords, they had arrows.
Yeah. They had,
you saw your enemy with your natural eye.
What the fuck, they had the sword on the end of the gun.
Yeah,
the bayonet.
The bayonet, yep.
Yeah.
It was that type of situation. This, you ain't gonna get to see majority of the people that really get the destruction.
It's drones.
Because you shooting it from so far away, and it's a computer. You're watching it through a camera versus seeing it with your eyes.
But think about the cities of the world, of these nations. The cities are gonna be troubled, bro.
Yeah.
Think about that.
We on the
you
list
know?
to get shot. Yeah.
The cities, yeah, because the war's gonna be fought, and over there in the Middle East, you know, in that area, and it's in Europe and all those parts, and the surrounding areas. But the chaos that's gonna come to the cities of the world, to the people, you know, they're gonna, hey, that's
People trying to run from the draft and all types of shit.
You know what's beautiful part about that is Israel, where it's right in the middle of that shit. So they can't dodge it. It's like being in the middle of America. It's like being in Washington D.C. thinking that okay, I'm good, when everything around you, including that city, talking about Israel, is going to be destroyed. And they can't. We know the small hats over there, that some of them escape, but a lot of them ain't. And hey, you think Russia, Iran, all those countries that are at all those Middle Eastern countries that have been at odds with Israel for so long, they're gonna have, if they just get one shot, this gonna be to their ass.
Well, everybody gonna be aiming for their ass.
Hell yeah.
That's Amalek. Hey, that's
Yeah.
Yeah, when the nuclear missiles are shot off, that's like the precipice of World War III. There's going to be troops fighting in the Middle East of all these nations, for a period of time.
Yeah.
So this Joel is describing the effects of when the nuclear missiles are shot off, destroying America and destroying Israel, where the small hats are at. Describing that.
The land is as the Garden of Eden before them.
Hey, Garden of Eden. People alive, walking, taking pictures, singing karaoke and shit.
Land of opportunity.
Having fun, man. Birds chirping, just life going on. That's what happens before a nuclear missile hit your ass. Detonates.
Yeah, the word Eden is from the Hebrew word Aidan, which means paradise. You think about it like right now, I mean, it's really not a paradise, but this is a heathen's paradise.
Yeah. Hey, really, to the wicked.
If you're a wicked, if you're a sinful person, this is a paradise.
Exactly, bro.
So, right before the destruction, it's a paradise. Sodom and Gomorrah, the neighboring cities, that was a paradise for all-out immorality, debauchery.
Okay.
The Lord just rained fire and cleared that shit out.
Okay.
All them diseases got burnt up.
That's a cleansing.
Yeah.
It's a real cleansing right there.
And behind them a desolate wilderness, yea, and nothing shall escape them. The appearance of them.
Hey, that means what? Nothing left.
Yeah.
When you're desolate, that means there's nothing left. There's nothing remaining. There's nothing standing. It's completely just cleared out.
And Jake, the average Jake can't imagine that, because America has the Rocky Mountains, the Appalachian Mountains. They got all these mountain ranges. Yo, that shit's gonna be flat, where you're gonna be able to stand in California and see all the way to New York. That's how all this shit that you see is gonna be destroyed. New York City, DC, Dallas, Chicago, LA. All that shit is gonna be destroyed, wiped out. This shit gonna be dust. It's gonna be like fucking sand. Like we out in the desert. It's gonna be like a complete desert.
It's gonna be like the land of Sodom and Gomorrah.
Yeah,
bro. What, I mean,
They can't understand that,
A
man.
regular war cannot do that.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Exactly.
We
Right.
saw what Iraq went through, and it's still inhabited. It's
Right,
still
right.
a running city.
Yeah.
Yep.
They
It still got freeways and highways, and
Malls and
Yeah.
shit, yeah.
people can live there.
they go back and rebuild, and you know,
A regular war is not going to cause this whole entire country to be completely desolate, wasted. It's going to take nuclear annihilation for that to
Yeah,
happen.
Apostle Peter said the elements should melt before first heat.
Gone.
yeah.
So as I said, all the mountains, you know, that's made up of elements. It's gonna melt. They got a melting point to it. You know? All this, everything got a melting point.
Kind.
These
Kind.
missiles,
Yeah.
you know, is the ultimate melter.
And how many missiles, how many warheads, should I say, did John see? 200,000 thousands. That's what it's going to take. That's what it's going to have to take, man.
Yeah.
To make sure, overkill.
Overkill.
200.
This place ain't never. You can't never come back from such a devastation like that. It'll never be able to come back.
The ground itself, the dirt, the soils, it's gonna be not be. You're not gonna be able to just.
Bitch, I want to build a bunker over here.
It's ash. It's
Yeah.
all
Ash.
the soil to turn to
There's,
ash.
there's nothing. There's no life. It's gonna be like Mars.
you want to burn. You gonna be like an oven in that motherfucker. They don't think about that. They don't think that these motherfuckers, they get like a what do they call like those containers?
Mm-hmm.
And shipping containers, and they pack all this
Insulation.
cement around it with rebar, and yo, that shit is not gonna survive because they got several different nukes. They got nukes they shoot in outer space. They got nukes that detonate on impact. They got nukes that detonate right above ground. So it's really no safe haven, no safe place here in America. Really North America, because you figure if America is getting it, we think Canada and Mexico and Central, and man, that wave of pressure and heat and fire, man, that shit gonna go for 1,000 miles.
Let me correct it because it will be life over here. Isaiah 13 says it's gonna be desert
Desert
creatures.
creatures,
You
yeah.
know? It's gonna be
You're right.
desert creatures, so it will be life. It won't be human. No life. Human won't be able to survive.
I got an article. It was posted on December 9th. It's via Fox
Dealing
News.
with Putin.
Spirit.
Use gravity.
What Putin said earlier. I did a lesson on it too. He got it.
It says, Putin says one missile will trigger hundreds of warheads and start message on nuclear deterrence.
Let's go.
Russian President Vladimir Putin on Friday once again drew international attention when he warned that if one missile enters Russian territory, hundreds of warheads will respond. This is a
So
quote.
about
He
that
said, "I
action.
assure you, after the early warning system receives a signal of a missile attack, hundreds of our missiles are in the air." He says
Yeah.
it is impossible to stop them.
Hundreds.
Yeah.
Yeah, how do you stop a hypersonic missile?
Yeah.
Oh, Con, and the thing is too, America understands that Russia's nuclear capabilities are far advanced than theirs. You know? Hey, the United States
And
generals know
defense
that.
missiles too. They're
Yeah.
S-400s, the S-500. Those are man.
Those
Shit, Russia always been ahead of America. You know, going to space, to Sputnik.
Yeah.
The first to go to space.
Right.
You know?
Yeah, they've been in an arms race since the Cold War. But German scientists, you know, they was dealing with them Russians first.
But what did Russia do? Because they both the time they got their scientists, German scientists went to Russia, German scientists went to America. But America's main concentration wasn't on war and defense. Their concentration was on how to rule more. You know, spread their democracy, rule the world.
Bully the world.
Yeah, what you say? Bully the world. Bully the world. Russia's was on defense. They put all their resources. They was Joel 3.
Get your plowshares.
Yeah, they were putting
into spears.
they were putting all their resources back into war and back then.
That's why they collapsed in the first place. If anybody knows why the USSR,
USSR.
collapsed,
Yeah.
they were broke because they put all their money in the war.
And for the longest
It
time,
didn't happen.
the U.S. was so busy worried about being on the offense that they all their spending was going to ways of spreading their navies and their aircraft, and they're always being on the offensive. Well, their defense is not good.
Right.
Their defense is lacking.
Yep.
America's missile defense systems are not up to date. You know, so how the hell you compete against modern day Russian missiles that can penetrate? They can't be stopped.
Hey, after you read that, there was another article going into how America was threatening to send Patriot missiles
I got that up too.
to Ukraine, and their response was, if you do that, look at us real quick. And they put a Yards missile, ICBM, into a silo. It was like, so if y'all want to play them games, we got one that can reach over where you at.
Yeah.
We got plenty of these. So y'all can do what y'all do and get these Ukrainians. They're right here.
Right.
There's nothing to handle that right here.
That's lightweight.
But since you want to involve even further, we got weapons that can reach you. And your missile defense system ain't gonna help you. You know?
As America bullied the world for so long, it was like a nigga with a gun with no bullets. Like he wasn't ready to,
Yeah.
But now, these other nations, we're speaking on Russia, but also Russia, Iran, North Korea, China.
They got their weapons.
They
too.
got their weapons too.
And they coming up under the guardship of Russia.
Yeah.
And you don't think that they're not sharing certain technologies where it's like, okay, look, I'm gonna show you how to make your shit reach the DC. I'm gonna show you how to make your
As
shit
soon
reach
as you
the.
get them, you'd be stupid not to take one apart and take the technology and to figure it out for yourself and upgrade it if you can.
And one of the main reasons why Syria, even though like it's been the Syrian regime, the Syrian government, the reason why they're still afloat and have not been completely annihilated by the West is because they've been getting help from Russia. Russia been giving them S-300s and S-400s that every time the UK or the West try to attack them, they would be able to intercept their attacks from missile defense systems that they got from Russia. And that's a prophecy, because you got Turkey, which is Gomer, you got Iran, like all those different countries that are together. Those that region of Islamic countries, they're all assembled together under Russian protection, and they also are in deals with Russia.
Oil and other
For oil,
other
while
goods.
they get weapons and arms from Russia.
Remember they tried to have that coup in it was like a rebel group. It was Afghanistan or Pakistan, one of them. Russia put that shit to
Well, that's
they called that shit quick. You know?
Yeah, man.
So, that's Ezekiel 38.
Yeah, for every move that America makes in Ukraine, Russia's ready to make another move.
Hey, they're literally playing chess. Like the chess game is fully on.
Yeah.
For y'all that appreciate chess.
They're master chess
Hey,
players.
and they got the Russia's got it right now. They got the control of the board right now.
They got the Bobby Fischer.
That's why all those sanctions that America put on Russia and they forced other nations to put on Russia, they all backfired.
Yep.
The ones who are suffering are the people from the other nations that put the sanctions on Russia.
Yep.
How the hell isn't Russia supposed to be the ones struggling,
Yeah.
suffering because of the sanctions? But no, even here in
European
America,
nations, yeah.
we see the effects of that.
And the European nations too are struggling. Germany is like, man, what the fuck we do, man?
They're all mad. They're not happy.
Right.
They're not happy with the way
Fucking
America
cold
is
over
doing business with them. They're getting the shitty end. While a few select men, their pockets keep getting fatter and fatter, while everybody else getting, butt fucked, pretty much.
Yep.
That's
why the Europeans, they get sick and tired of America, man.
Yeah.
It's like we're suffering the brunt end of this whole thing, that they're the ones that's perpetuating.
They got
They the one that escalated this war. You know. So yeah, man.
Because really, it was America that was putting the pressure on Ukraine to join and so they could put those.
Yeah, it was like they was assuring Ukraine like, yeah, we're gonna be right there. Don't trip. We'll be right there. But what they was doing was from afar. They were like, we just gonna keep sending y'all aid, money. You know, weapons. Come to find out, they not getting involved at all. We just gonna support you from afar, but you got it though. Meanwhile, Russia is taking city after city.
Taking city after city, bro. Like it's pretty easy. It's very simple to Russia. For Russia's actually like finally getting to exercise all those weapons that they made up, that they came up with. You know, all the.
They probably using up all their old shit right now, just to keep them at bay.
And
they ain't even using their newest shit.
No, they're saving that.
We ain't gonna waste that on that. We gonna use that when our great whore, when she really wanna get it popping, that's when we gonna bring the real shit out.
But this war keeps their soldiers sharp. You know, it gets them battle hardened.
Yeah.
You know, and so when they really have to fight that real war.
And what we talking about last night, right? The tune-up fight.
Yeah.
It's a tune-up fight.
It really is.
Elder, I think one of the elders in Connecticut said that they're not even sending their best troops out there.
Yeah, kind.
To fight this shit. This is like they some reserve troops. You know, and they talking about this 100,000 Russian casualties, and those numbers are exaggerated, but they're not even sending their best. Like they, what you can call Navy SEAL team here or whatever they are in Russia, they got them on deck, for America to fight against Israel and these other allies of America also.
I think they're Spetsnaz.
Yeah, the Spetsnaz.
They got the Wagner group, which is a mercenary group, you know. And those are super.
Then it's like trained killers,
you know,
like.
That's the ones I think that play chess in the snow.
You know, they got those guys.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah. But no, Ukraine is no match for Russia. That's a mismatch. You know, Ukraine got to receive help from everybody else,
bro,
aid and whatever. You know, and even then, that's not enough.
It's like a big brawling strong bully. It's supposed to be going ahead with the other big strong bully, but he's being bullied by a scrawny guy is being bullied by him. It's like, hey man, you gonna jump in and fight with me? Like, nah, I'm gonna just just take these brass knuckles. Here, just duck, bob and weave and swing when it's over.
Take this thing, guy.
Hey, I'm small. I can't really do this shit, man. I need somebody that can really get in here with this guy.
That shows you how that propaganda and Esau's mainstream media, how it blinds and brainwashes the minds of these people, because they really think that the number one or it's like the number two superpower in the world is getting whooped out by Ukraine, man.
Right.
When Russia is on America's level.
Right.
You know, these people are ridiculous.
Same like.
It's the same dude, huh?
Jake's bugged out, bro.
It's just like
It's the same dude.
using all of these different analogies, man. It's the same thing, though.
Yeah.
All of the
It'll be like America having problems with one of the Latin American countries.
Exactly. Like them struggling with Brazil or some shit.
Yeah.
Or Venezuela.
Yeah, Venezuela.
Yeah, right.
It's not a match, but that's what happens when you side with America and you try to put your weapons in the Russian border. You get your ass whooped. You know, that bear don't play. You know, so Ukraine ultimately is just a chess piece. You know, that's all it is. It's just a chess piece. It's gonna get old, and eventually it's gonna get popping between the European Union, NATO, and then Russia and America.
Well, Ezekiel 38, basically Ukraine is part of Russia. During the Soviet Union.
Yeah.
You know, Ukraine was a part of Russia, so Lord said He's gonna turn thee back. To put hooks into thy jaws.
I think
turn thee back, put hooks in thy jaws and turn thee back. You know, just
I think the land of where Ukraine is was actually part of Magog.
Yeah,
Gog and Magog. It was like even back then in the ancient world when it was called that, I think it was actually part of that land as well. Let's go ahead and get the rest of what you guys will.
So the rest on that Putin quote, it says, there will be nothing left of the enemy because it is impossible to intercept 100 missiles. This is, of course, a deterrent, a serious deterrent. You basically saying like, hey, this ain't even, this is to defense. This is their defense.
Yep.
It's not even a big gun.
Yeah, this ain't even supposed. This ain't even what we don't really want to use this shit.
It's just a
Just
jab.
don't fuck around.
It's just a jab I'm using.
To keep you off.
Yeah, that's it.
That's why the Most High is going to have to, like it tells you in Ezekiel 38 as well, that they're going to think an evil thought.
Yeah.
So the Lord's going to have to put that He's going to work on the minds of them to follow through with it.
Yeah.
That's why it also says in Isaiah 13 that He's not going to have any pity on the fruit of your womb. Like it's going to get to a point where they're going to get so pissed, you know, because America's going to do something. They're going to really like, you know, force that smoke, and they're going to be forced to just let it go. They ain't going to regard babies, children, old people. They're not going to regard gold nor silver. There ain't going to be no payout that can, you know, stop them. They just going to just do it because the Lord's going to work on their minds. That's Proverbs 21. The Lord, you know, the heart of the king is in the hand of the Lord. You know, as a water.
Yeah, he said, and as rivers of water, he turneth it whithersoever he will.
He turns it. You know. So the Lord, you know, he got this place's number, man. See.
Want me to get that Ezekiel 38? I had Joel 3 also. I got one.
If somebody can get the one where it says, I think it's in 2 Ezra 16, where it says that the arrows will not miss when they begin to be shot.
Oh, yeah. I had the one in the brother was holding Joel. He was going to be the one where it says they will not lose their ranks.
Yeah, they're not break.
Yeah, that's this is the book of 2 Ezra, chapter 16, and I'm going to just start at 11. The Lord shall threaten, who shall be utterly beaten to powder at his presence. The earth quaketh, and the foundations thereof. The sea ariseth up with waves from the deep, and the waves of it are troubled, and the fishes thereof also before the Lord, and the glory and before the glory of his power. For strong is the right hand that bendeth the bow. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp and shall not miss, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth.
So basically, the prophecy says that they're not going to even miss. And that's basically what Putin is saying. Once these get released, once these go off, there ain't going to be nothing left of the enemy. Everything is going to get touched. Everything. You know, and guess what? The Most High is going to be with that.
Okay. Yeah.
Because that's the Most High, that's his will. He's coming with the weapons of his indignation from afar. To lay this place desolate, man. Waste. To destroy the whole land.
That's all these missiles were made for this purpose of World War III. They wasn't just made for us to think about what they could do. You know, to put them in a museum and show you this what could happen. No, they're gonna put these missiles into action.
Yeah, what's the fun of making them? They're not gonna use them.
That's waste. That's trillions of dollars of waste.
All the effort, all the mind, the minds that took to come up with them.
Hey, the Most High's mind put his mind into these scientists to create this shit.
Smiths.
For nothing.
The Smith that blew the coals in the fire.
Yeah.
Somebody gonna pull that. You got that one?
Let me finish. Verse 15, 16.
Yeah.
Verse 15. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backwards, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon the earth shall not return again. You had that?
Yeah, something similar. Jeremiah 50 and 9.
Yeah.
For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country,
Yeah.
and they shall set themselves in array against her. For thence she shall be taken. The arrow shall be as of a mighty expert man.
Yeah.
None shall return in vain.
It's talking about how accurate those missiles are going to be.
God.
The accuracy. The Lord's going to make sure that they hit.
Yeah.
All right. All your missile defenses is not going to help.
Nope.
You're not going to be able to deflect them. You see?
These missiles are gonna hit the heart of every city in America.
Yeah.
Pinpoint accuracy, you know?
And you know, like, they're how strategic they are. When, like, if you're gonna attack a country, you gotta attack them where you would have the advantage.
Yeah.
Because you know, you hit just a rural area or just a place where they're just civilians. If you ain't hit where where they can retaliate from, then they can attack you.
It showed you because what happened? Who sent that? Was it Russia or Ukraine that got hit on that freeway?
That bridge.
Yeah, that bridge. Yeah,
where
that
they
bridge.
transport weapons.
Yeah, But then Russia, they sent like 3 or 5 to like plants,
Yeah.
you know, and destroy plants. Like you were saying, they hit pivotal points. You know?
You ever seen that movie? You don't know, brothers probably seen the movie The Rock with Nicolas Cage. Remember how they had those missiles in there, and how they were just traveling and going and moving, like because they had the coordinates on them.
Yeah.
And you know, of course, they detonated the one, over the sea or whatever. But that's just a small example of how these missiles are going to be on their own path to strike and destroy wherever the Most High wants them. Whatever city, whatever point in that city. Like, damn, 200 million. Damn, that's they can't even build a warehouse to house 200 million missiles. Shit. But they're going to be used.
Yeah.
You know, the chamber, they're going to empty the chamber on this place.
Read this right quick. Isaiah 54.
Isaiah 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the Behold, Isaiah 54, verse 16. Behold, I have created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire, and that bringeth forth the instrument for his work. And I have created the waster to destroy. Waster to destroy.
Yeah, the Most High had these scientists make this up for his day of judgment. This isn't just man doing this, because man would be like, oh, well, we didn't really need it, so forget about it. The Most High is like, no, I have a purpose for these things. He has a major purpose, because he could just bring fire and brimstone down, but he's choosing man to make it fall upon himself. The same things that he's threatening the world. That's how you see the glory of the Most High Yahweh, man. How he sets things up. The same thing he threatened the whole world with is like when it said that roll up the stone, but then it fall back on himself. This is what these missiles is going to do. He threatened the whole world, and got control of the whole, completed his new world order with these missiles, the threat of them, but it's going to fall back and thrust him through.
That's beautiful. It's like for instance, I'll give you an example correlation of that. If you created the internet for control, with that same internet and devices like YouTube and social media is exposing them and destroying them.
Exactly.
The same thing with the missiles. He put all effort and time and money and resources into these missiles, which are going to destroy them, like the brother was saying. It's like you building a gun that you're going to eventually commit suicide with. You know, you doing you making sure the bullets is right and everything for you to off yourself.
You get killed with your own gun.
Yeah.
That's in what was that song? He taketh the devices of the crafty and their own craftiness, their own devices.
I got one right quick. Isaiah 13, verse 4, it says, the noise of a multitude in the mountains, like as a great people, a tumultuous noise of the kingdoms of nations gathered together. The Lord Yahweh of hosts mustereth the host of the battle. They come from a far country, from the end of heaven, even the Lord and the weapons of his indignation, to destroy the whole land.
It's crazy because like it's like the Lord is coming when He comes with that host of heaven with the angels. We know that they're gonna get busy on the armies, but then as He comes and does His thing, it's like the missiles are gonna come right behind Him.
Right.
After the angels, get theirs in.
Because I was going to read that in verse 3
Yeah.
also, because it did say
It's like
angels
He's
right
coming
before them.
with the host of heaven, and He's gonna put in work and then gather His elect, hurry up and get them out of the way,
Yep.
and then the missiles gonna come right behind them and finish the job.
Yeah, it's like the grand finale.
Con.
Yeah.
Fireworks.
Yeah, kind
So
of.
He's coming with the weapons of His indignation. The Lord is coming with the angels and then ultimately the missiles.
Yeah.
Y'all remember that scene in the Matrix Reloaded, Part 2, where the two trucks are smashing, and Morpheus and them was on the top of them trucks,
Yeah.
and right when they collide, that begins. Neo flew in at the last second. That's how Yahweh Shai gonna come and snatch us up.
Doesn't it
The
say
one.
somewhere in Revelation where it says like it'd be like through a glass?
Never see it, bro.
Fire.
You know,
Revelation
the
16.
elect are gonna see this place get burnt. You know,
Right there.
they're gonna see the fire.
And we
burning.
see how
Like a lake
fast
of fire.
we see how these chariots can be like in the fire and be gone so fast before the destruction engulfs everything. Like in that last possible second, we see like different objects in the heavens where this is like almost like laser like speed,
Instant.
instant speed, So we like the speed of light. We watch this stuff
Scarcely
happen.
be saved.
Yep.
That's yeah. So, once you get translated into a chariot, nothing can hurt you.
It's done. You're beyond
in his
the
pavilion.
worldly elements. Yeah.
Nothing can hurt
Into
you.
His chambers.
There's nothing that can hurt penetrate a chariot or hurt it or nothing. It's nothing. You're gonna be safe. That's when you're gonna be saved. You know that.
That's real salvation.
I got two more verses. Verse 6. How ye, for the day of the Lord is at hand, and shall come as a destruction from the Almighty. As the power of Yahweh, right? Therefore, that's why when we bring out that whole one about the spirits, you know that creation was something that the Heavenly Father tuned up. It's not like a stick of dynamite. This is something different. That nuke power, man. It says, therefore shall all hands be faint, and every man's heart shall melt. That's good enough. No, I gotta keep going. If it says, and they shall be afraid, pangs and sorrows shall take hold of them. They shall be in pain as a woman that travaileth. They shall be amazed one at another. Their faces shall be as flames. Behold, the day of the Lord cometh, cruel with wrath and fierce anger, to lay the land desolate, and He shall destroy the sinners thereof out of it.
That includes 2/3. 2/3 that's gonna be cut off and die. They're gonna be a part of that. Jacob's gonna get spoken, man.
I gotta bring something to go with that. Talk about Jake. Real quick. Nahum chapter 3 and verse I just heard at the top, I'll go through it pretty fast. Woe to the bloody city, it is full of lies and robbery, and the prey departeth not. The noise of the whip and the noise of the rattling of the wheels and the prancing horses and the jumping chariots.
That's what's going on right now. And all that. That's gonna be.
The horseman lifted up both the bright sword and the glittering spear. And there is a multitude of slain and a great number of carcasses. And there is none end of their corpse. They stumble upon their corpse. And I'm gonna read this in the NLT. Seeing the flashing sword and glittering spears as the charioteers charge past. There are countless casualties, heaps of bodies, so many bodies that people stumble over them. That's a lot of death.
Yes, yeah.
Like it says in Isaiah 66 and 16, the slaying of the Lord shall be many. You know, that's 2/3 of our people, but also you got to think about the heathens. You
Not
know,
only coming for the 2,000.
yeah, he coming. The heathen's going to catch the hell too, get destroyed.
That's why he gave the warning in Jeremiah. You know, if you nations are smart, let every man flee into his own country, so that you don't be partaker of the judgment. Every man flee into his own country, man, his own people. If you don't flee, you're gonna be caught up right in this judgment.
Yep.
It's a lot of these heathens here that are really drunk, still drunk off that Babylonian wine.
Yep.
That they think that they've been here so long, they think that shit, America can't be touched. You know, America,
Watch American TV too long.
they believe in their democracy and Biden and Trump and all this, you know, bullshit.
This is the book of Jeremiah, chapter 50, starting at 22. This is in the Common English Bible. Jeremiah 50 and 22. It says, there is the sound of war in the land in enormous devastation. How the hammer of the whole earth has been broken and shattered into pieces. How Babylon has become a wasteland among the nations. You set a trap for others, Babylon, but you yourself were caught in it unaware. You have been found and captured because you have defied the Lord. The Lord has opened his arsenal and brought out his brutal weapons. You know what that's talking about. It says the Lord power of heavenly forces has a job to do in the land of the Babylonians. Yeah. Come against her from every side. Throw open her granaries, pile her up like stalks of grain, totally destroy her, leave nothing intact. Destroy all her bulls, prepare them for slaughter. How terrible for them, their time has come, the day of reckoning. A voice of fugitives and refugees from the land of Babylon, declaring in Zion the retribution of the Lord our power because of what has been done to his temple. Send the archers against Babylon, all who draw the bow, surround her and let no one escape. Pay her back for her deeds, do to her what she's done to others. She has acted arrogantly toward the Lord, the Holy One of Israel. Yeah. Jeremiah 50.
And it's beautiful, just tying it all together, how all this rolls all into one major event. You know? And like we continually talk about not taking that MOTB and the C-HIP and everything. Because when you take it, you automatically sign up to be a participant in that event.
You say a major event. The things that we're speaking of specifically now, World War III, Jacob's Trouble,
Yep.
the MOTB, all is going to be happening simultaneously.
Yeah.
Including a so-called UFO invasion.
Yep.
All and if you don't got the Spirit of the Lord on you, you don't got your faith ain't built up. All these calamities happen all at once. I can see, okay, just World War III, but we still, ain't no Jacob's Trouble or but whatever. But all at once. Yeah, you said the pestilence, right? All these things happen at once. Shit, man. Overwhelmed like a motherfucker, man. These people are not ready for this.
So that's why it leads you right into that MOTB being right on time.
Yeah.
To come and fix all the issues.
And really, the plagues and the scourges that are coming is matching the wickedness that's been going on. You know?
It's like all-time wickedness.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like as scripture say, our iniquities have reached unto heaven.
Yep.
So I mean, like for example, they're changing the definition of woman now.
Bro,
Yep.
I mean, when it gets like that, I mean, how much more could how much more level of wickedness
Right.
can go on?
And not because definitely this is supposed to be based upon truth.
right.
At least science, which means to know, which is supposed to be based on truth. Now they're switching up even that.
Yeah.
Cambridge was known as a major staple in understanding words.
Yeah.
Now they're changing it. Come on, it's different if it's some new speaker on Google or something.
Yeah, that's the so-called highest form of college
That's where
in the world.
Cambridge, Cambridge, and
Cambridge and
Oxford.
Oxford. Yeah.
That's that's come on, man.
The oldest institutions of higher learning. So
Yeah.
The,
So to speak.
the crime, the punishment is definitely fitting the crime.
Oh, yeah.
Absolutely.
But vice versa. You know,
Yeah.
they have the punishment that's coming for this wicked place, America and Esau, Edom, is fit. I can't think of another way to you know,
to wrap up a place that
Right.
to punish a place.
Punish a
like
place,
this.
yeah.
Yeah. You have more?
Yeah.
You got it.
Jumping down to verse 39, it says, "Therefore Babylon will become a ghost town, a place for desert animals, hyenas, and ravenous birds. No one will live there again. No one will make it their home. Just as the Most High destroyed Sodom and Gomorrah and their neighbors, declares the Lord, so no one will live in Babylon or settle there again. Look, an army is on the move from the northern regions."
It said Babylon, but people live in Babylon right now. The ancient Babylon, I'm saying.
Yeah.
People are living there, so
That's
that
Iraq.
shows you, right in Iraq, because Saddam Hussein was just over there a few years ago, right? And all the people invaded, so that can't be talking
Over a
about that.
decade ago.
Right. But I'm saying it's in recent history versus the thousands of years this was written.
still inhabitable
Right.
to this day.
But this place, being the analogy of Babylon the Great, will be wiped out forever like in Sodom and Gomorrah.
It says, "Look, an army is on the move from the northern regions. A powerful nation and many kings are coming from the ends of the earth. Equipped with bow and spear, they are cruel and show no mercy. The horsemen sound like the roaring sea, arrayed in battle formation against you, O daughter of Babylon. The king of Babylon has heard reports of them and is panic-stricken. Distress overwhelms him, pain like that of a woman in labor." Yeah.
Heart attack. The king of Babylon is panic stricken.
Yeah.
He's gonna be, like the scripture says, that with Job 20, he's gonna be in straits. You know, not the king of, not the president. We're talking about the elites. You know,
That's why they're gonna be hiding. But you know, the puppets of America, when they hear it, they're gonna be trying to make a run for it too.
I think that
I can see Biden. I can see his ass like you gonna see the death just take over him when you hear about the missiles coming.
already a walking corpse.
Yeah.
And the White House has a
Or he
bunker.
might drop before the missiles come.
Yeah.
The White House got a bunker like so many feet under, but that anyone in that bunker ain't gonna survive, man. They gonna have to have a bunker, you know, in fucking Australia or
Yeah, the non-nuclear country.
yeah, right. To survive. You know, because we know that those, you know, the elites, you know, some of them are going to survive because what is that? Psalms 149. That's come to pass where you know we're going to bind them with chains and fetters. You know,
The Lord gonna preserve them alive.
What?
First Bible slave.
They're going to bury the bodies. You know,
Continual employment.
From being an elite to the lowest job on the planet. Let's see. Revelation chapter 14. I'm going to start verse 6. "And I saw another angel fly in the midst of heaven, having the everlasting gospel to preach unto them that dwell on the earth, and to every nation and kindred and tongue and people, saying with a loud voice, Fear Yahweh, and give glory unto him, for the hour of his judgment is come, and worship him that made heaven and earth and the sea and the fountains of waters. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. And the third angel answered them, saying with a loud voice, if any man worship the beast and his image, and receive his mark in his forehead or in his hand, the same shall drink of the wine of the wrath of Yahweh, which is poured out without mixture in the cup of his indignation, and he shall be tormented with fire and brimstone in the presence of the holy angels and in the presence of the Lamb. And I read that because you were talking about that alien invasion, and you said right before all of this fire breaks out, the angels are going to come and rescue the elect at that scarcity moment. Yep, all that's going to happen, but this event is a major event. It's all going to be happening at one time.
The Lord gonna watch you people fry, man.
Yeah.
The Lord and his angels gonna watch you people fry. And the Lord's gonna be appeased with it too, because it's gonna be one big oblation, like a sacrifice.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
There shall be a sacrifice of Basra or something like that, the land of Idumea.
Isaiah 34.
Yeah. I appreciate it. Yeah, this is Zechariah 14 and 12. And this is the plague. It's like, and this shall be the plague wherewith the Lord Yahweh Bashem Yahushai will smite all the people that have fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh shall consume away while they stand upon their feet, and their eyes shall consume away in their holes, and their tongue shall consume away in their mouth. Yep.
Hey, didn't Putin quote that like earlier this year?
I think so.
Yeah, we quoted that Zechariah.
And one of the Russian like a minister or a diplomat or something quoted Revelation 9.
Yeah, the spirit.
He quoted Revelation the 9th chapter, going into the head, how the head hurts.
It's as a lion and it bite.
Lion,
Yeah.
with the tail.
Talking about the warheads
As
and
Jacinth.
describing the missiles. Yeah.
Yep. Tails as serpents.
Yeah, man.
Why are these guys quoting scriptures? Because even they have some knowledge knowing that this is prophetic. It all goes back to what the Bible says is going to happen, you know?
Hey, did not Nebuchadnezzar know the prophecies?
Right.
Daniel just interpreted to him. You know, Balaam knew the prophecies.
Yeah.
Why did not quote
Alexander the Great knew the prophecy that he would be that leopard.
Yeah.
Macedon knew the prophecy because he wanted to be a son, pretty much, to be in prophecy. But I was gonna say, why don't these Russian diplomats and Putin, why they ain't quoting the Quran? Why they not quoting the Book of the Dead or none of that bullshit? Because it's no prophecies in those. You know, they know where the mysteries lie. You know, in the Bible.
And like we was just saying a moment ago, the Heavenly Father has put the hooks in their jaws, and he's making them say this stuff as he's making them think these things. When's somebody gonna grab that and make them think an evil thought? No, yeah, we gotta go back to that second chapter.
Joel?
Yeah.
Yeah. Ezekiel 38.
Yep.
When we started talking, Ezekiel 38 and 1. And the word of the Lord came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog and the land of Magog, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, and prophesy against them. And say, Thus saith the Lord power, behold, I am against thee, O Gog and chief prince of Meshach and Tubal. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws, and I will bring thee forth, and all thy army, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor, even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them handling swords.
And the Heavenly Father is controlling all of these nations to bring up this one event to make it come. That's why the brothers, the elder brothers, do that algorithm.
Algorithm.
The algorithm.
Yeah,
The Word 3 algorithm. Showing you that all of this, the Heavenly Father is orchestrating all of this to lead up to manifest into one large event. You got it?
Persia, Ethiopia, and Libya with them, all of them with shield and helmet. Gomer and all his bands, the house of Togarmah of the north quarters, and all his bands, and many people with thee.
A lot of these countries is not NATO countries. A lot of them are those Middle Eastern countries, whether it's the Turkeys, the Russias, the Northern African countries. All right, all those that America's trying to get a foothold over there to take over that region, because that's the last, pretty much the last region that NATO or Esau, if you will, hasn't completely controlled.
Yeah, they really want that Middle East
The
control.
rich.
The ones that they don't control, you know, mainly Iran, because they got a shit ton of
Uranium and all kinds of
oil
shit.
and other natural resources.
Yeah.
North Korea also.
Yep.
Be thou prepared and prepare for thyself, thou and thy company that are assembled unto thee, and be thou a guard unto them. For many days thou shalt be visited in the latter years. Thou shalt come into the land that that is brought back from the sword and is gathered out of many people, against the mountains of Israel, which have been always waste, but it is brought forth out of the nations, and they shall dwell safely, all of them. Thou shalt ascend and come like a storm, and thou shalt be like a cloud to cover the land, thou and all thy bands, and many people with thee. Thus saith the Lord power, it shall also come to pass that at the same time shall things come into the mind, and thou shalt think an evil thought.
To press the button.
And thou shalt say,
everybody but everybody knows that a human being has to press this button now. But the Lord has to put the Spirit on them to press that button, because they know the destruction power that they have with that button and with these nukes is going to kill a lot of human life.
Right.
That's why Biden is like, Putin is like, hey, I don't give a fuck, man. I'll press that shit.
Yeah, he's trying to be reasonable.
Yeah, he don't want to press it.
I don't want to have to do it, but hey,
Back the fuck up.
I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You know,
mutual agreed, what is it called? Destruction?
mad, mutual assured
Destruction.
Meaning there's no winners.
Yep.
You know, once that happens, there is no winners. Everybody's taking an L, except for the elect.
Right. That's the part that they don't
That's what
understand.
they don't understand.
Right.
Verse 11.
Because Jerusalem is going to get destroyed. But the new Jerusalem is going to be in the ship.
Coming down.
You know, they don't even realize that the Lord is dealing with the people of that land. He ain't dealing with just, the land is always going to be his land, but he's dealing with the people of that land. And that people, they're scattered around the world.
Yep.
So that's why the Lord can actually do that by destroying the land of Israel. To get rid of the people that are occupying it.
And it says a land cannot be cleansed of the blood that was shed there,
But by the blood of him that shed it. Yep.
Verse 11. And thou shalt say, I will go up to the land of unwalled villages, and I will go to them that are at rest, that dwell safely, all of them dwelling without walls and having neither bar nor gates.
That's America. Y'all that dwelleth carelessly.
Yep.
You know, the Lady of Kingdoms that dealeth in pleasure and dwell carelessly.
Why,
Yeah.
if you think about it, why was the missile and the rocket and the nuke all created? Because America was untouchable. You couldn't come over. Japan tried it. They tried to come over here, and try to get with America, but that shit don't work. You can't get over that. The moat is too big. The oceans are too large to fuck with a place like this.
And you think about it, what other place could be Babylon the Great, where you need a missile,
Right.
a rocket, a long range, a rocket propelled thousands of miles? Like, remember the bug outs were saying that it was Vatican City?
Yeah.
You know, you would just have to pull up some ships and you could just, you know, throw that shit over there, you know? It's, man.
That place is like what, 500 square miles,
Right.
shit like that.
Bro, you
Come on, man.
can shoot that shit right out of the it's in the Mediterranean.
You don't even need no motherfucking
Imagine
nukes, man.
200 million missiles hitting that place, bro.
It's gonna rock the whole Mediterranean
But
over there.
it could be any other place but, you know, this place where you needed, like we were saying, rockets to reach from all these other nations.
Yep.
Real quick precept about the unwalled villages. It says Jeremiah 49:31.
Yep.
Arise, get you up unto the wealthy nation that dwelleth without care, saith the Lord, which have neither gates nor bars, which dwell alone.
Yeah, because in the ancient times, in the old world, why do you think there's a Great Wall of China? Everybody built the wall
Right.
to keep from being invaded. This was the one country that never put no time or effort into that because of the oceans. They didn't have to. But for that reason, the pride has got them out of control, man. And now, you know, if I can't break through the wall, I'm gonna shoot over it now.
Because they can see the enemy, you know, essentially coming. They got all these radars, but
And they're at a disadvantage being in the water.
And they had when they had like fortified fences or high-rise walls, it wouldn't just be one wall.
Right. The inner wall and
it would be an inner wall, an outer wall. You would have, you know, soldiers within both.
Mm-hmm.
it
And
would,
then they'll have the battlements,
Yeah, the garrisons.
garrisons and stuff at the top.
and it would be a journey to get there because they had trenches built, you know, like the brother said, moats. So it wasn't an easy task to get to, you know, some of these cities that had, you know, walls and barriers.
Yeah. Yeah, man. I'm not sure if because the brother read Zechariah 14. There was an article that I found that's basically going into how they're suggesting that prophecy is talking about a nuclear war, right? This is from signofthetimes.org, and it's the name of the article is "Last Strike," and it says. As I remember it, people had people had two main fears after the end of World War II. One, the threat of a nuclear holocaust, and two, the dangerous moral influence of the Rolling Stones. We still have reason to be concerned about the Rolling Stones. I mean, even rock stars should stop wearing skinny jeans eventually. But the good news is that the danger of nuclear war is over, right? Or maybe not. And it goes into North Korea. Let me jump down real quick. It goes into Iran. It says, jump down here. It says, as you run out to the backyard to plan the installation of an underground bunker, let me mention that there may be one more reason to expect nuclear war. Some people see a clear prediction of a nuke fest in the Bible. On his website, Texas preacher Irvin Baxter says that a prophecy in the Old Testament book of Zechariah unmistakably teaches that nuclear weapons will be used during Armageddon. This is the plague which the Lord will strike all the nations that fought against Jerusalem. Their flesh will rot while they're still standing on their feet. Their eyes will rot in their sockets, and their tongues will rot in their mouths. Baxter makes the point that if a great army came against Jerusalem as predicted, Israel would certainly defend itself with its not so secret nuclear arsenal, which that's not, you know, we know that Israel,
they put Israel
as the people, so they're going to fulfill that prophecy. That's a lie. Plus, we also know that the Lord, He's going to defend Jerusalem. He's going to be the one that's going to defend it. He's not going to need no nuclear weapons to defend us. And even somebody get Hosea 1:7 real quick to prove that. And then you even got the UN that's basically they want Israel to surrender their nuclear arsenal. Just recently. Hosea 1:7.
Hosea 1:7. But I will have mercy upon the house of Judah, and I will save them by the Lord their power. And I will save them. I will not save them by bow, nor by sword, nor by battle, by horses, nor by horsemen.
Yeah.
So the Lord ain't gonna save them by nuclear missiles and like they're gonna push the button.
Right.
Fight out of it.
No, that's not gonna happen.
Why would the Lord need anything man-made?
Right.
Yeah, the scripture, the prophecy in Ezekiel already tells you that the land of Israel, Ezekiel the 39th chapter, the weapons are going to come down and it's going to hit Jerusalem.
Yeah.
It's going to hit the land of Israel. And it even says that in Jeremiah 49, that the least of the flock shall draw them out and make them desolate with them. America and Israel is going to get hit.
Yep.
So they're not going to defend themselves with no nuke.
Those Israelis over there, man, they're hated by everybody over there.
Right.
No, don't nobody want. Everybody wants them out.
Right.
So of course, yeah, they have to get it. They have to get it.
Yeah, that's all the Idumea that took possession of the land.
Yep.
So the Lord got it. His pet peeve is with the freaking Idumeans, man. You completely control and rule Babylon, but you also occupy and rule the land of Israel. So it makes sense that those two main places are going to get touched up. All right. You said you had something?
Psalms 33, and I'm starting at verse 16. There is no king saved by the multitude of an host. A mighty man is not delivered by much strength. And horse is a vain thing for safety. Neither shall he deliver any by his great strength.
So going back, it says Baxter, y'all read that, it says, and he goes on to say that the effects described in the verse are the exact symptoms of those that suffer nuclear radiation. Once you start looking for Bible prophecies that sound like a thermonuclear war, you can find plenty. Here's a list from another site. And every living thing in the sea died. Revelation 16 verse 3. The consequence of thousands of megatons of nuclear explosives can be an extinction event for many types of animals, including fish. And a third of the sun was struck, a third of the moon, and a third of the stars, so that a third of them were darkened. A third of the day was without light, and also a third of the night. Revelation 8 and 12. In the same way that large volcanic eruptions have darkened the skies in ancient times, nuclear war could fill the atmosphere with particles that block the sun. And a third of the trees were burned up, and all the green grass was burned up. Revelation 8 and 7. Between fires started by the insane heat of nuclear explosions and a nuclear winter that follows, plant life will be devastated.
I appreciate you.
Yeah, that's coming from a Christian, right?
Yeah.
So, they at least know that. They know those prophecies ain't come to pass yet.
There's no event that's described like that. It would be nuclear.
Right.
That's already taking
That's
place.
taking place in history.
What else fits that? What else?
Right.
Makes
What event in
sense.
history, what event in the earth fits that? None.
There's
So,
no-
yeah.
It makes sense that the nuclear missiles are in the Bible.
Yeah.
And they're going to be used.
Oh, one more, and we'll get right to it. It says, a third of mankind was killed by the three plagues of fire, smoke, and sulfur. Revelation 9 and 18. Obviously, a nuclear conflict will cause a staggering loss of life from fireballs, nuclear fallout, and the mass starvation that will follow a nuclear winter.
Okay, and this Habakkuk 3, verse let's start here at 8. It says, was the Lord Yahweh Bashim Al-Shai displeased against the rivers? Was thine anger against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea, that thou didst ride upon thine horses and thy chariots of salvation? Thy bow was made quite naked, according to the oaths of thy tribes, even thy word, Salah. Thou didst cleave the earth with the rivers. The mountains saw thee, and they trembled. The overflowing of the water passed by. The deep uttered his voice, and lifted up his hands on high. The sun and moon stood still in their habitation, At the light of thine arrows they went, and at the shining of thy glittering spear. Thou didst march through the land in indignation. Thou didst thresh the heathen in anger. And that was the point of it.
Yep. That's the day of doom.
Yep.
The day of threshing.
We didn't even finish in that Joel 2 about how there's nowhere to hide from these things. They're going to run through everything.
Yep. And also, we forgot Revelation 7, hurt not the
the earth nor trees.
Con. You know, so the angels, that's the reason why they, over these last, few decades, there hasn't been any nuclear annihilation because the angels been keeping that in check. The angels been messing with the nuclear facilities,
Turning shit on
and off, intercepting them.
Yeah. There's always the apostles tell how I guess they was in the final call how was it Gaddafi or somebody shot a nuke, but the chariot came and shut that shit down. Like it ain't the time.
Yeah. That's the angels, making sure that they hurt not the trees or the earth. They're holding back the winds of destruction.
It is Isaiah 24:18. And it shall come to pass that he who fleeth from the noise of the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that cometh out of the midst of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For the windows from on high are open, and the foundations of the earth do shake. The earth is utterly broken down, the earth is clean dissolved, the earth is moved exceedingly. The earth shall reel to and fro like a drunkard, and shall be removed like a cottage. And the transgressions therefore shall be heavy upon it.
That's right.
And it shall fall and not rise again.
It is.
God.
And that encapsulate pretty much Esau's entire rulership. His whole reign is gonna shake.
Yeah.
It says that the earth is moved at their fall.
Yeah, kind.
Grab it. Is that Jeremiah 49? So his whole entire kingdom is going to be removed by a thermonuclear holocaust. This is how this devil is going to be thrown down. When it says in Revelation, and thus shall that great city Babylon be thrown down with violence. This is how it's going to go out. This is how Esau's world is going to end, man. 2 Peter, the 3rd chapter, also goes into it. The elements shall melt with fervent heat.
Yep.
And all these things this is how all things are going to be dissolved.
That's how we're going to get a new heaven and a new earth.
That's right.
Everything got to be destroyed. Got to press the reset button on this.
How much of this shit suck and come down and still be in America? I don't want to rule this little nasty ass shit. It's like a spit and gum and vomit and shit all. This shit.
All these witch houses, these pharmacies with a bunch of drugs, basically, which is their sorcery and witchcraft. That shit gotta go. All these 5G towers, that's ruining everybody with radiation. That shit gotta go.
Hollywood.
That shit gotta go. All these obelisks, all these temples of Baal.
That statue in Rio de Janeiro, that shit gotta be.
All this shit gotta go.
Touchdown, Jesus.
All these harlot houses, gotta go.
Sin Cities.
Atlanta.
Con.
Because the wicked spirits, they work through the people. So that's why the people gotta be, the wicked ass people gotta be destroyed, man.
And these merchandise houses that have all these little statues and shit, candles with all that shit gotta go.
All them idols.
All of that shit gotta go.
I gotta. This is Malachi 4:1. It says, "For behold, the day cometh that shall burn as an oven, and all the proud, yea, and all that do wickedly, shall be stubble. And the day that cometh shall burn them up, saith the Lord of hosts, that it shall leave them neither root nor branch." That's a day that burns like an oven, man. Think about that. You ever try to turn an oven into like 450 degrees? You open it,
Yeah.
You
Feel
jump
that-
back.
blast
of
You
heat.
jump back from it.
Bring
Like,
your eyebrows
I
up.
ain't reaching in there right
You know?
quick.
You feel that heat? It comes at you. It's like a wave.
Were you grilling or something?
Yeah,
Exactly.
lift
You
the
put
hood.
that lighter fluid
lighter
on that
fluid.
shit. That shit is.
It comes at you, bro.
Yeah.
How much more the 10 million degrees heat Fahrenheit, you know, just a wave of it just coming at you. It's gonna do what Zechariah 14 said.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's gonna
The people gonna melt first.
Yeah.
And they
It's the
gonna,
weakest material.
Yeah.
and you gonna feel it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. Like it ain't like gonna be no instant death, shot in the head, or you die. Nah, you're gonna feel the burn, and depending on this is the Most High's judgment.
Yeah.
He could slow that shit down.
Kinda.
Where we know the missile's gonna come and boom, it's gonna happen, but he can make that shit seem like an hour, a day,
Yeah.
to slow time down, so you can really feel that burn for your wickedness. You know?
I just be thinking, bro, like how the scriptures say their eyes shall melt in the sockets. That's like, okay, our whole body is made of elements, and thinking about that whole blast will disintegrate your whole body. So for their eyes, for like that scripture to explain how their eyes is being melted, it's like the Lord is like keeping them in the body.
Yeah.
And allowing them to feel it, like you said.
Yeah.
Allowing them almost to withstand the blast,
Yeah.
so they can feel that burn.
Perfect. He could have really done something like vaporized everything. But he made it that to this level for the ultimate amount of pain to be involved as well. And pain with the destruction.
Where it says it's gonna be a lot of weeping, wailing, and gnashing of teeth.
Yeah.
So you're gonna literally be in the flesh that have to go through that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
Yeah.
weeping, wailing, and gnashing of teeth.
And we say all of this to you so-called Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans and you Israelites that are scattered amongst the four corners of the earth, man, to warn you.
Yeah.
The shit we're reading, I'm not meaning like shit, but the things that we're reading are serious, man. When this event happens, you gonna wish you had information, anything to get out of it.
Yeah.
And we're trying to give you the information that you need, which is basically leading you to the faith of Yahweh Shem Shai, you know, and the belief in it to be able to escape a day like this. Now, it's only going to come upon you if it was chosen for you to come upon you. But we're trying to wake those last people up, man. Whoever is yet to be woken up, man, we're trying to make sure that this is out there, that lake can be sealed. So when this is shut off, the time is up, man. You know, we've done the job.
They like to say we're pushing fear. You should fear.
Yeah.
There should be a fearful when we speak these words, and the apostles always say you got to use your imagination when you read these things and you hear these things. You should fear. You should have a serious fear, not the words, but Yahweh Shem Shai, the one that's going to execute.
Of it becoming a reality.
Real quick, it's James 1 and starting at 22. This is an NLT. It says, and you must show mercy to those whose faith is wavering. Rescue others by snatching them from the flames of judgment.
Yeah.
Show mercy to still others, but do so with great caution, hating the sins that contaminate their lives. Yeah. We're like us giving you constant warning, warning you about the MOTV,
Yeah.
telling you to don't take it when it comes. Don't fall for this man's his falsehood. His sorcery, his technology. Don't worship his image. Flee from sin. Come back to the Heavenly Father, repent. Us telling you things, we're trying to rescue you from the flames of
Yeah.
judgment.
From that fire.
Could you get another translation of that second fifth chapter? 10, 11? 5 verses. Another good translation on those.
2 Corinthians 5 and 10 in the NLT. For we must all stand before Yahweh Shai to be judged. We will each receive whatever we deserve for the good or evil we have done in this earthly body. Because we understand our fearful responsibility to the Lord. We work hard to persuade others. The Most High knows we are sincere, and I hope you know this too. That's what the MOT says. NIV. It says, for we must all appear before the judgment seat of Hamashiach, so that each of us may receive what is due us for the things done while in the body, whether good or bad. Since then, we know what it is to fear the Lord. We try to persuade others. What we are is plain to the Most High, and I hope it is also plain to your conscience. Yeah. Like the responsibility that we're given is a fearful responsibility, because like it says in Ezekiel, if we fail to warn our people from their wicked ways, their blood will be upon. They'll die, but their blood will be upon our hands. You know,
We didn't get a proper warning.
yeah.
You know, if we're telling you about the MOTB, but not telling you about World War III, we're not giving you the proper warning. We got to give it to you. We got to give you the whole buffet, everything.
The judgment.
The judgments, Jacob's trouble, and not just tell you the bad things that are coming, but we're supposed to tell you the good things and the ways to get out of that, the ways to escape. What if we told you all this bad World War III and then didn't give you the answer?
Jake be like, well, since I can't do nothing, I might as well just go
be a nigga and be wicked and
clean yourself up and there's a way out.
Right.
As cold as it is.
Cold don't get cold.
But hey, they're so hot, and they so hot down there. It keeps them warm. Demons on. But hey, the
just literally got her ass
even
out.
warmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. This straight. This place is folly.
The scripture says it should be burning and the smell of smoke. It's gonna be burning and the smell of weeds, bro.
Man, them weeds is flammable too.
That's made of elements.
Yeah. Yep. But yeah, man, it's inevitable, man. This place ain't got much longer. You see it just by just the way things are going. The moral decay. Things are getting worse and worse. The behavior of the people. Shit is getting more, just insane. Like everything is just fucking insane right now. So it's like the Lord's just gonna have to just finally put an end to it.
Yep.
So we at the end of this thing.
Can I read this quote from Marcus Tullius Cicero? Said, the closer the collapse of an empire, the crazier its laws.
Man.
Yep.
You call a transformer out of its pronoun that it prefers, that's a hate crime. Like, when it gets to that point, man, yeah, that's a wrap.
Yeah.
It's nothing left but, missile food. You change the definition of male and female, that's over with.
Yeah.
You got, millions of households that are same-sex marriage households, yeah, it's a wrap. Right? When they're trying to damn near normalize and legalize pedophilia,
Yeah.
it's a wrap.
It's over.
It's over with. Right?
Yeah.
So that's why we hasten the coming of the day of the Lord, man. Where all this behavior, all this energy, all this shit is gonna be dissolved. We long for that. Right? So, hey, a Bob man. A Wafla Babal, destruction to this place.
Right.
All right? And we just gonna continue to, stand firm, hold fast to our faith and continue to sing the new song. And we're gonna get persecuted for singing this new song. But guess what? You're subject to this song. All right? So anyway, with that, we're gonna give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh.
Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakodash.
Double honors to the elder apostles and bishops of the great millstone. Peace, blessings, and salutations to the elect. We're gonna say shalom.
Shalom.
Hebrew Israelites, keeping the Bible.
Oh, that's good. That's real good. Y'all Christians?
Hebrew Israelite.
Hebrew Israelites.